Hello and welcome to another episode of TPK, the show so named so that if I do accidentally kill all of my players, I can just call it branding. Yes, welcome to The Player's Keep.
Oh, Ben.
And speaking of those players, let me introduce you to them now. Right on my left, I have Dewi Gray and Pete Austin. And left, on my right, I have Lisa Oliphant, Ben Fenner, and Kendall Boardman. Kendall! I am, for now, the one and only Jack Fletcher, but as we know, that can change at any time.
When?
Got a new profession?
Maybe today?
Yes.
No, my name is Jack Farrier because I
Jack's like,
make
yes,
horses' feet.
I am going to make candy canes for a
Now,
living.
can you be a
Jack
Jack
Wonka?
Chandler and make candles?
Whatever. Yeah, sure. It doesn't pay as much as candy canes, but fine.
Jack Yankee?
And with that being said,
One thing. Sorry, I didn't give you any warning. Oh, I can't see
You're
you.
all
I hope
good.
we're not planning on role playing today. We're filming this so far in the past that I have no idea at the moment where we are. But I will be trying my best to let you all know what's coming out and when. And there will be more coming this month or next month, depending what month we're in. And there is more stuff.
There'll be something coming out both
But
months.
So informative, Ben.
I'm about to go on holiday, and all I've done for the past 4 days at TPK. So there is stuff, and I love you all, and I appreciate your support. And
Ben's
Nat
having a
20.
meltdown.
Check the comments. I'm sure they'll be there.
let's go.
and with that being said, let us not keep the players waiting.
That's easy for you to say.
Let us not keep you waiting. It is time to enter the
Player's Keep.
In the last chapter of our story, we saw what happened the night after a rift began to form within the Dawn Takers. With Tony asleep in her room, the rest of the party drank before returning to their own bedchambers. Willow and Cricket spent the night together, providing a sense of security to each other, locked away from the outside world. Sigismund also returned to his room with company after performing for the tavern goers downstairs. His activities were interrupted, however, by his adopted sister, Sadie, who had been suffering with nightmares a few nights previously, and they had been getting worse. But dawn arrived, and all of them remained unharmed, though some of them were more exhausted than others. They did not arise at dawn, however, many of them taking the morning to rest and enjoy some semblance of peace, before they all met downstairs to at least get on the same page about their next moves, if not to repair the break in their dynamic immediately. But as they did this, they were visited by an Iron Inquisitor, Carson Grenshire. He set about interviewing Cricket and Tony about the attack that happened the previous day, before leaving them to their own devices, asking them that should they move, they let the Iron Guard know. And so, feeling the omnipresence of the lawkeepers of this country breathing down their necks, they elected to attend to their business as quickly as possible, so that they could leave Alcira as quickly as possible. As a group, they set out to begin collecting information on the item they have been searching for, known as the Sword of Songs. And their first port of call was to visit the tabaxi they had met so long ago back in Tillerellarog. After much talking and bartering, the tabaxi was able to glean some semblance of information from the legend lore that they had gained previously, at the cost of 3,500 gold pieces. But this was not enough for them to figure out where exactly the sword was, and so they turned to the next place in the city they knew they could find information: the Royal Belladrinian Arcanic Research Academy. And that is where we pick up now. Moving out from the balcony district down towards North Market, you loop back on yourself and you begin to ascend another one of these massive stone viaducts up to the third tier of the city. And as you crest over the apex, the path levels out and you can see stretched out before you the enormous, magnificent, beautiful grounds of the Royal Belladrinian Arcanic Research Academy. You can see 8 massive structures spread out across the campus, and they are all connected by a web of walkways at different heights. You can see individuals moving from one tower to another. From where you stand on the campus, you can see 3 towers on your right that are significantly smaller than the rest of the buildings on campus. There is 1 tower to your left that is slightly larger than these 3. Behind these 4 towers, you can see a massive grand mansion-looking like building set towards the back of the inner grounds. And away over to your left, you see the largest and grandest of all the towers, almost central to the entire campus. A secondary tower very close to that, a little smaller than the first. And behind those, at the very far end of the campus from where you are, you can see a massive glass structure that almost resembles a huge crystal. Sadie, can you please make me a history check at advantage?
Woohoo! Yeah, I know.
Is this an intelligence check?
Yeah, I'm rolling
Didn't
at
you
advantage.
cast it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. 12.
That's fine. The DC was 10. This is not hard knowledge. This is just to make sure you can remember from your time here. You would know what each of these buildings are from your initial orientation after you were granted your application for a scholarship here. The tower closest to your right are the practice rooms for students to go and try and master certain spells. The tower behind that and set off to the right is the Tower of Arcanic Melody. The furthest tower towards the back of the campus, and arguably one of the smallest, is the Ancient Civilizations and Languages wing. The tower closest to your left, the Administrations wing. The large mansion building is the Student Halls. The largest of the towers off to the left is the Central Chambers. Connected to that, very close, is the Royal Artificiary. And the large glass structure at the back, you know to be the Arcanic Conservatory. You would know, Sadie, that there is a main reception located on the ground floor of the Administrations wing, the tower closest to your left. And this is where you can ask for access to some of the Academy's facilities. That's cool.
Yeah, as we're pulling up,
As we roll up to the gap. Boom, boom, boom.
I'll
boom.
point out the various wings and towers and explain what they are to you guys.
I'm just going to gently squeeze Sadie's hand. You going to be okay?
Was that a statement or a question?
That was a question.
Yeah, totally. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
You're going to be okay. That was a statement.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes me feel better. Do we need to come up with like a plan B or something just in case this all goes wrong?
I can't see how it would go wrong. We're just looking for information, right?
Yeah, just
But-
in case I'm recognized.
Windwalk?
Do you have that wig still?
Oh, I do. I still have your hair.
Do you?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Then yeah.
I guess I could put
you
that on.
Jump into a bathroom, put that on, come out somebody else.
Was it a good wig?
It was. I remember it
Wig,
was.
I remember
it was.
being
Good.
pretty damn
Okay,
good
good,
because
yeah.
it was Sadie herself that made it in the first place, and you rolled quite high.
Okay, good.
Have been other disguises that have been less, but I do believe that the wig itself was actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, and you can wear this glove if you want.
Oh, cool. Sure.
And
Thanks.
that does something as well.
Put that on. Everybody huddle around me. No, the thing where you get changed.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
huddle around, but being 2 foot tall, I will only come up to your hip.
Siggy unbuttons his new coat.
I got a little bit of like clay left. If you want to, I don't know, take your freckles away for a couple of hours.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it. No.
Is that going to match your skin tone?
So I've got it.
Do I look good?
Yeah, sure.
Do I look like me?
No.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Try do a voice.
Wait, should I do Oh no, should I do a different voice?
Try and
I'm
do-
really
yeah, go
not
on.
good at
Try
that.
I find it really helps.
Try and sound like you're from New South Alcira.
Is that where you're supposed to be from?
No, he's my brother.
Yeah, I'm
course.
from the
You can be
Eternity
my sister
Forest.
if you want.
Are we all doing the same voice now?
Okay.
Oh wow, Tony! I
could
never
be
knew
from
you
the
could dance.
south.
Okay, that's great.
I don't know how sustainable that is.
That's all right. I think you're fine.
A lot of people have this
Yeah, a
accent.
lot of
Maybe
people
I'll
have
just
this
make
accent.
it lower and. Okay, yeah.
Huskier.
Should I use a fake name too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, put a disguise
Gwenda
on and go
Smith.
with the exact same name. It's like Siggy saying that he wants to call himself Olaf.
You shut the fuck up.
Tony, I don't think your spell is working. Okay, I'll come up with something on the fly. That always works really well for me. So
Yeah.
Best
same.
lies are close to the truth, so pick someone you like and use that name.
Stacy.
Wow.
Okay.
Heard your mom is great. Stacy's mom.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Okay. I was
that-
gonna say that is really.
It's a song that.
That is a joke in
that
poor
known
taste right now.
business?
Yeah, known business wrote that.
I thought it was a
yeah.
known business song.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's good. You
sang
heard
that-
it?
Yeah, no, I
Ah.
sang it once at one of my gigs.
Oh, no
Went down a
business is
treat.
great.
Yeah. Okay, so
Stacy's mom is not good.
you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
So call me Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy, Boulder, Brick.
Hey, you
Gwenda,
guys.
And Willow. Maybe you guys need to do a little bit better in life. That was a joke.
So admin.
What was in character and was out.
Yeah, go to the
Is there a reception?
reception.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll just say, hey, we want to come use your
library.
library, or the maybe ancient civilizations wing could be useful.
Hey, whilst we're here as well, we could get some like magic stuff to help us in our quest and stuff.
I'm pretty sure there's a gift shop.
Awesome. Hey,
Do you just let anyone walk in and look at the library, or do you have to prove yourself? You have to answer 3 questions.
oh no,
I'm not
I hope not. I
Sure.
hope there's no riddles. I'm not good at
there might be a
riddles.
fee, or
Okay, well, we can do that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You can pay a fee, yeah. I kind of want to check out the Royal Artificiary. I'm intrigued. But that can wait.
yeah.
We go to the library.
Okay.
I've never been to a library before.
Me neither. I'm excited to
Having
see.
fun isn't hard when you have a library card.
We have to get cards.
No. Okay.
She's got that on her tramp stamp at the back.
That was a deep pull.
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah.
Okay, to the library.
You move off towards the administration wing.
Yeah.
And you can see it is this
Someone's
tower
overcompensating.
comprised of a dark beige stone. But there are 6 like squared off buttresses of a much darker brown colour that jut out from it.
Buttress of Windsor.
But the buttresses extend all the way to the top of the tower, where they actually hold aloft the top story of this structure that extends out further from the diameter of the main portion of the tower.
Oh, cool.
There is a very
Sorry, I was just looking at buttresses because I couldn't get cheeks out of my brain.
it's those supports on a castle wall.
Sorry, yeah. You said that. I just didn't listen. I'm
You're
sorry.
all
Carry
good.
on.
You're all good. And there is a very shallow conical roof of a similar dark brown stone that extends up maybe 2 or 3
Conical root.
Are you quite all right there, children?
Yes.
I've suddenly sent you to school and you've immediately turned into school children.
Triggered.
Truly. As you walk, you take in your surroundings. You can see that there are dozens of people moving to and fro across the campus. Some of them are moving through the various gardens that decorate the grounds in between each of the towers. Some of them, as you've seen, moving across the bridges and archways that connect the towers and buildings together. Some of them are walking fairly hurriedly by themselves. Others are strolling around in groups of 2 or 3. You occasionally see these groups pass by a single individual. They'll nod and wave hello, a nod and a smile return to them. Some of them wear long, formal arcanists' robes. Some of them wear well-made suits of various colours. You do also note that now and again, there is an individual or two that passes by that wear blue and purple robes. And what you also see as you approach the entrance to the administration wing, and actually at the entrance of every single other structure on the campus, there stands 2 of those massive stone sentries that you have seen walking around the city in the company of the Iron Inquisitors.
Do I know if they are...
You would know exactly what these are. You know that these are stone golems specifically manufactured by the Academy, and their primary function is to maintain order on Academy grounds should there be any errant spell casting. They are very good at suppressing magical effects, and are there as extra support should something go awry on Academy grounds.
Are they sentient?
As they are golems, they are not sentient. You know that from your time here.
Mm-hmm. And they've been enchanted, or
via their construction, it is a very long form enchantment, as it were, but it's you're not really sure on the specifics of it. It's kind of like an enchantment, but that enchantment makes the stone golem.
Do I know if they're made by the school? Or
Yes,
if
they
they're
are made by
outsourced?
the Academy.
Are they made in the Academy?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I will relay such information.
What I will say as well, make me a history check with advantage. You have advantage anyway, so I don't need to say that. 15. The last time you were in the capital, you didn't see these stone sentries walking around with the Iron Inquisitors. They were mainly... They were, as far as you are... They are, as far as you are aware, only at the behest of the Academy.
Okay, so to see them walking around outside of the Academy
That's
is
new
unusual.
to you. That's new to you.
Okay. Okay, I will also tell everybody that.
You approach the administration wing. You pass by these stone sentries. You get a very close look at these creatures. You, if you would like, can roll me an Arcana check.
23.
Sadie, as you can all see this, but Sadie, you can all see these sentries and what they are comprised of. It's only you who knows what those composites do. You can see that almost the entire thing is made of stone. except one or two places that are gilded with metal. You see there is a black gem that is braced in the center of the chest of this sentry by gold and teal colored rods that hold the crystal in place. And the concave void in its chest is also coated in that same goldish metal that's pockmarked with that greenish tarnish. You would know that the black crystal in the center is a null stone. That is a type of conduit stone that generates an anti-magic field. The metal around the null stone is orichalcum. And one of the most famous properties of this metal is that it negates any magical effect. And so it is basically lining the chest of this sentry to stop the null stone from deactivating the enchantments of the rest of it. It's basically like a radiation cage almost.
Do I know if that's like a permanent effect then that's happening, or is it something that they can activate?
It's permanent. As far as you're aware, it's a permanent effect because it's not a spell that's turned on and off. It's a null stone just emits that energy.
So mechanically, it's like a
It is
anti-magic
an
field.
anti-magic cone,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
Do I know the range on that?
I'm gonna say no. Even with a 23, that is not information that Sadie would have
Okay.
Stay away.
Yeah.
come into contact with.
How far away is the closest one to where we are currently?
They're like 15 feet away.
Oh, and I still feel the effects of Antonia's magic.
You do.
Okay.
You do.
Let's just keep a wide berth for these
Why?
big guys. They have a gem, and they emit anti-magic field. So if we get too close, then magic say bye-bye.
There's
It just stops magic?
there's a thing that's anti-magic.
You can do that?
I didn't know
Yeah.
you could do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
What is it, a material or?
I think so.
With that thing on its chest?
Yeah. There's like they call it a whoa.
You can, that's good.
It's a good accent. Don't worry, it's a good accent.
Different voice.
A null stone.
Classic Stacy.
I know, right? And then there's another thing that the DM just told me that I've immediately forgotten. And they kind of counteract each other so that the anti-magic field doesn't affect the golem itself, but permanently affects everything around it.
Oh.
Which bit is that? Point it.
That bit.
You see she points to the metal concave plate that's in the chest.
There's like a specific property in the metal.
That's cool.
On a 23, you will also know that in the left arm of the creature, that pointed yellow crystal, that is enchanted with the slow spell. Should anyone... This
it's like
is a place
loaded.
of serious import, not only as an academy, but as a place of production. And so these are also guards against any attackers. That happens very rarely, but it is a precaution that's always taken.
Okay.
Okay, so avoid the golems.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think as like the group moves on, Cricket, you'll be noticing that this, if you're keeping an eye on Willow at all, you'll notice that every time Sadie turns or talks about something, Willow steps right up and is being very usual Willow. And as soon as Sadie and the groups goes away, you'll see that she kind of just has a kind of drop down to reality, a deep breath, and then kind of walks in. I don't know if I think, are we still holding hands? I have no idea, but
I wouldn't have let you go.
okay, cool. So yeah, and then yeah, we'll walk in.
As you walk in, as you pass that 15-foot range, You feel the magic of Tony's spell. Your mind suddenly dulls.
Does that happen for me too?
Yes. You can gather that these have a range of 15 feet. I am going to double check that for you, because now I'm suddenly down.
Do you say that?
Well, I guess I feel a concentration go anyway.
Well, does
It
it?
suppresses, it does not dispel.
Yeah. So if I were to stand back out, it would.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an anti-magic cone, not a
Yeah.
dispel magic.
Yeah.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Very important clarification to make.
He,
Does it get communicated?
I'll.
yeah,
I'll
Siggy
see.
walks through the field and he goes, "Guys, I don't feel right. I feel dumber."
Is that possible?
That is right.
What about your accent? Does it negate that too?
I don't know, Willow. I've never come
This is
across
why
an
I get to keep my
anti-magic-
own name all day, every day.
Don't know. I don't know, Willow. No,
Okay,
it doesn't.
There we go, Bob. All right.
There we go.
Is this? Are we in the thing?
You will be now. 30 feet, not 15. My apologies. You noticed that at the range of 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, 30-foot range, I think.
Okay.
Can I just let the group walk forward like a couple of feet?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like glance down my glove at my hand with the magical birthmark. Has anything changed?
So, sorry, you're looking underneath the glove?
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
Okay.
Is a cone coming from the front? It's not a
No,
radius.
it's a cone.
So it's from wherever it's looking.
Wherever it's looking, yeah,
Okay.
there is an anti-magic cone, and that is
whole
part of the
device.
orichalcum, is to block it and funnel all of that anti-magic energy straight forwards.
Okay, I'll also communicate that to
Sweet.
the group. Oh God. Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
In, rebooks, out.
In Rebucks
Stacey,
out. This is. I'm
My,
good
our,
at this.
Our stepsister, adopted at 13 years old.
I can't remember all
I'll
that.
do it. You're fine. And we're going for the library.
Library.
Yeah, we're just regular people
Yeah.
coming in,
it's
check out
chill.
some books, do some
It's
light
fine.
reading. Thank you.
It's
We've
chill.
got
It's
nothing
fine.
to-
We're just looking for some information. That's all we want.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing bad. Okay.
Stride in.
Lovely. You walk under this large arched doorway and enter into the administration's wing of the Arbara. And you can see a large circular inner chamber takes up the whole first floor. 2 sets of stairs on the right and left walls lead up to the second floor, curling with the curved walls of this tower. The floor is set with an interlocking pattern of large rectangular beige and black tiles, the colours spiralling towards the centre. You see set into the walls are beautiful metal fixtures of a dark brass colour, a beautiful filigree design prominent on each one of them, the brackets arching up, and underneath them, a small yellow crystal orb hovers underneath each one, emitting this warm glow that lights up the interior. This is surrounded by, also hovering, a delicate band of the same brass metal in this thinner lacing of metallic filigree. Towards the centre of the room, you can see a large circular front desk. Dark red wood, polished to a high finish, and there is a lower section of this desk that has a sort of like a brass work space on it, and behind this there is an individual sitting at this desk.
I will walk confidently up to the desk.
Lovely. You see an Aarakocra female sitting behind the front desk. White feathers cover her body. There is a small plumed crest at the back of her head where the feathers are tipped in black. Her face, however, is a beautiful bright orangish yellow. She wears this beautiful orange robe hemmed with metallic greens and purples, loops of beads around her neck. She's poring over a small ledger and a quill is in her hand. What is your passive perception?
13, I believe.
13.
13.
I was about to say I'm gonna walk straight up with him.
Are you all approaching?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say you also note that on the lapel of her dress, she is wearing a bronze crest. This crest you would know intimately. It is the insignia of the RBARA, and it looks like that.
Oh, cool.
The one that she is wearing only has 1 star on it.
It's like McDonald's.
I'll let you have a look at that.
A handout. I love a physical handout.
I forgot my cue card, so I've had to write it down on a piece of paper.
It's beautiful, Jack.
You walk up to the desk, and she senses you approach, looks up, puts the quill in the inkwell. Hello there, and a warm welcome to the Royal Belladrinian Arcanic Research Academy. My name is Thikeka Opla Hakla, and how may I help you today?
Howdy. Thank you for that lovely welcome. My name is Boulder. I was wondering if possibly my compatriots and I would be amenable to using your facilities in order to do some research.
Yes, we do offer those facilities. If I can just ask you about a few details. I see that none of you are wearing academy crests, and I can assume you're not faculty or student, correct?
Oh, no.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, there will be a tithe of 250 gold pieces for the services.
That's fine.
Each?
No, for access to the services.
Oh,
it's to pay your chaperone to show you around, and goes towards the general upkeep of the libraries and the facilities here.
Of course.
Yes?
Yeah, that's great.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Bear with me one moment, and I will assign a chaperone to you.
Make it a good one.
I will try.
This is my first time being to a library, so
Oh, really?
yeah. So make it something real good.
Well, I will do my best. You see that Eka reaches into her robes and takes out a large polished brass ring on which jangles a set of keys of varying sizes. She selects a small key and reaches down to her immediate right and unlocks a small drawer behind the desk and pulls it open. She selects a smaller key from the brass ring and places it down into the top of the drawer and clicks it open.
Is that where the
and,
chaperones are kept?
and lifts
Nice.
the lid of some form of box. She reaches inside and pulls out what looks to be a small bracelet
No, not
of
me.
stone beads. Funnily enough, not too dissimilar to what I am wearing now.
I'm on my cigarette break. Get look on me.
She places the beads on her wrist and she spins it round, looking for a particular bead. Once she finds it, she places her thumb and forefinger over the bead and she speaks. Yes, hello, Illicent. It's the Keka Opla Hakla. I'm at the main reception of the administration wing. I have a group of individuals that require a chaperone to the upper library. Thank you very much. And she turns back to you.
That was from the beads?
Yes, they're a communication device. A chaperone will now be right with... One moment.
Oh, cool.
You see she holds up a finger to you and then looks off into the middle distance again. Hello, Astrid. May I assure you there was no favoritism involved. I merely located Illicent's communication bead first. Have a good day.
Is Illicent the best one? Is that why?
No, they are both as competent as each other.
Okay.
Well, how much for both?
It would be double the charge. Excuse me. Illicent, I said nothing to Astrid to make him attend, I assure you. And you hear her whisper more quietly as she glances at you. Please do not let this turn into another incident.
All right, okay.
Either of you. It seems you will have your choice of chaperones today.
Oh,
As I said, they are both as competent as each other.
insight check.
Insight check.
Nice.
One of them's a shake bag.
Yeah.
Guys, we need to get some of those bracelets.
That's cool.
I'm not being funny.
No, it's not. 21.
21. You see that as the Eka speaks to both of these people, there is an equal amount of disdain for both, no matter who she is talking to.
This is going to be fun.
And this is suddenly very evident because as you look around, as A somewhat quiet interaction starts to drift over to you through the air, and you look over to what would be your left as you see two individuals are descending one of the staircases. They seem to be having a heated conversation that they are trying to keep quiet and are only being somewhat successful with. The first individual you see is dark orange scaled, thin reptilian snout, thin tail, a kobold wearing half-length cream trousers, a similar coloured shirt, brown jacket, and a brown belt wrapped around their waist.
Slay.
The other individual you see is just as short, though they are not scaled. They have smooth, bright yellowish green skin with a spattering of purple spots that spread either side of the neck. They have a very short nose, like that of a rat, but wide, bright yellow eyes with slits for pupils like a cat's. These eyes are set behind very high, pronounced cheekbones, the likes of which protrude slightly past the face. They have pointed, downturned ears that are fairly small and extremely close to the head, almost as if the individual had no ears at all. And on the top of their head, you can see what can only be described as a comb, like that of a rooster, but small and more yellow and orange than the green of this individual's skin. Before you, you can see a goblin, wearing a dark brown suit, not dissimilar from the kobold's, though she wears a high-collar jacket of a deep purple similar to the spots on her neck. They continue to whisper and mutter to each other as they hurry towards you, occasionally jostling each other in a way that is less subtle than they would like it to be. The goblin woman steps up and speaks first. Hello there, my name is Illicent Forsyth. I am the tour coordinator for the academy. And immediately the kobold, one of the academy's tour coordinators, not the sole coordinator. Hello there, I am Astrid tour coordinator as well. Yes, thank you, Astrid. Well, the caker tells me you require a chaperone for your visit today, so I would be more than happy to show you around. Either of us would be happy. I would be more than happy to assist you also. And you just hear from behind you as you've turned to both of these individuals, you just hear the caker sigh, and you would hear her say, by the wings of the mother, I need to speak to Brown about these two. Illicent steps in front of Astatot and elbows him out of the way slightly. Well, shall we begin? And Astatot steps back towards the side of Illicent and says, yes, who might I ask, would you like to guide you to the upper libraries?
Well, that's a choice.
Yeah, y'all make very convincing arguments.
Maybe you should rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins gets to take us.
Or, you know...
Nice and easy. Have you ever played rock, paper, scissors? We could do poo sticks.
No.
I like that game, but we're not near a lake. Do you have a lake in there? No?
Or alternatively, why don't y'all both come? The more help, the merrier.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Straight roll, because I helped.
You were not helping with... This is a persuasion check to get them both.
Okay.
The rock, paper, scissors, you were involved.
I'm making a persuasion check for rock, paper, scissors.
Go
then.
for it.
Disadvantage. Oh, you joking? I rolled 2 5s.
Oh, for a total of?
12.
12. You see them both notably look at each other and look back and go, I don't think that will be necessary. One chaperone will more than suffice.
I see.
But we can play rock, paper, scissors for it if you'd like.
Sure, okay. You know the rules?
Yes, I'm...
1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
rock.
okay.
Or paper,
After
or scissors. Yeah, after 3.
After 3?
Yeah,
Do you go on go or do you go on 3?
Well...
It's 1, 2, 3, go.
And you go on go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other way is wrong.
Okay.
Shall you and me do the rock, paper, scissors? And we'll choose one person.
Yeah,
sure,
let's go
okay.
for
Because
it.
Jack can't rock, paper, scissors himself, can he?
No, I cannot.
I
That
was hoping to try.
Yeah, go for it. Sigismund, you are going to be Astatot the Kobold.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Willow,
love it.
you are going to be Illicent the Goblin.
Okay.
You ready?
So 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Again.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So I believe it is Illicent the Goblin. Yes, well, I assure you that that is going to pay dividends to you all. I'll see you back at the office, Astatot. And they just look around and just go, fine. And they
It was a pleasure to meet you.
and they wave a goodbye.
He seems nice.
Right. To the upper libraries.
Okay.
Wonderful. If you'll all follow me, please. You hear another pointed sigh from Thekeka, and you are all guided off out of the administration's wing. And you would know, Sadie, that you are headed over to the central chambers. This massive tower, 7 stories tall, way over 100 feet. It is constructed of this beautiful grey stone, slightly tinged with a faintish greenish bluish hue. You can see wrapped around the center of the tower is another outer wall of the same type of stone, though it's a little lighter in color and almost shines with this slightly goldish metallic shimmer. The wall is maybe 20 feet away from the inner core, and it curves around the entire circumference of the tower, the top of the wall sloping upwards, its lowest point at the front entrance, and its highest point maybe 5 or 6 stories near the back.
Crick is walking along. You know when somebody tells you something funny but you're in a class at school and
Yes.
you're trying your best not to laugh? He's got like a couple of seconds of straight face and then...
Keep it in.
Willow.
What?
They never asked us to pay. No. I love freebie.
We're not out of the building yet.
I know. Just that's why I'm trying to keep it cool.
Shut up.
I know.
You hear Illicent, who is sort of very tour guide like describing the places that you pass. Yes, so over on your right, you will see our effigy to the goddess of magic, Arcania, one of several places of worship to the gods of magic on Academy grounds. The one that will be closest to your destination will, in fact, be the Temple of Atna, the god of knowledge and balance. And his shrine can be found at the very top of the central chambers, and I can show you where that is when we get to the upper libraries, and they continue forwards as you reach the central chambers.
As she's whittering on, Siggy's not listening, and he's just going to hang back so that she doesn't see him. And he's just going to message each of the Dawn Takers in turn, very quickly, and just say to each of them with the cantrip message, nobody mentioned the Sword of Songs. Nobody mentioned the Sword of Songs. Nobody mentioned the Sword of Songs.
Okay.
You missed one.
Nobody mentioned the Sword of Songs.
You did me twice.
No. Fuck up. I message each of the Dawn Takers individually.
You do so.
Okay, did he say mention the Sword of Songs? Or don't mention the Sword of Songs?
You wind through beautiful ornamental gardens until you get to the front entrance of the central chambers. You can see these outer sort of like these outer artifices overlap, but instead of blocking the front entrance, they curl over and under, forming this beautiful circular sort of gateway towards the entrance to the central chambers. 2 stone sentries stand either side of the doors. And you walk in. You are greeted with the sounds of running water and the sight of a massive fountain in the center of this chamber. Again, this chamber encompasses the entire first floor. It's maybe 150 feet wide, if not more. There are curving planters of decorative plants that decorate the inner chamber as well, and large arches that support the second floor above you. All of it lit with this beautiful bluish light. Curving staircases wind up towards the second floor, and Illicent immediately leads you up one set of these staircases. The second floor, you can see the floor is divided into many different segments, all of a different colour, with doorways at the end of each one set into the walls. This is where you will find many of the places of worship, though there are some that are located in different places. Atna being at the top of the central chambers, Meladios in the Tower of Arcanic Melody, things like that. But should you want to pray to any of the arcanic gods, this is where you can go. And she leads you up to the next floor again. This floor, another expansive space, but now the chamber itself also reaches up higher and higher and higher, and you can see more of these arching walkways that crisscross different points, 3 of them emanating towards a central hanging chamber. These walkways are gilded almost in metallic fences that block off access to these specific 3 walkways. Yes, the chambers that you see there are the vaulted libraries. They are only for the access of particular members of the faculty and other such professors, and they need specific permissions to get to. But it is a small collection of very rare tomes. Also, you'll be able to...
Dangerous tomes?
Not necessarily dangerous. If any magical artifacts were to endanger any of the lives of the students or faculty, we would take more of a precaution and seal those away. Those are more for academic purposes.
Oh.
Yes. Anyway, if you'll follow me up this way, this level leads you to the professor's chambers and study areas. As you see, she points to all of the walkways, continuing to lead you up and up 2 stories. And as you walk now, you can see the vaulted library below you hanging in the center, crisscrossed with those walkways, until you come out into a very calm and a very quiet space. Once again, this room encompassing the entire chamber. A beautiful greenish stone covers the floor. You see on almost every wall dark brown bookshelves filled with tomes. And not just on the first story, on the second as well. And there is a wooden walkway that encompasses the entire room that allows you access to this. The walkway also extends at 2 points into the center and surrounds a massive yellow crystal, not unlike the ones that you saw in the administration's wing. This one does not look hewn and worked, it looks raw, and it's about that big, held together by this metallic brass structure, and it illuminates the space below. Tables and chairs set out of that same dark wood that comprises the walkways, the bookshelves, and there are some students that are sitting, poring over tomes. You also see to the left and right on the second story, looking down into the library, there are 2 effigies that stick out of the wall, both gods of knowing. One of them is Olorus, the other is Blood Tulip Tam.
I was waiting.
Motherfucker.
She's back, baby.
I was waiting.
Kinda.
Triggered!
I was waiting for it.
Roll psychic damage.
And what you do also note is that there is the highest concentration of those purple-robed individuals that are that you saw walking around that are in this chamber. You would know that these are the clerics of Atna, and they are called the librarians, as they also tend to the library. Illicent, sort of grandly gestures to this space. And here we are, the upper library. What I will do is I will leave you here for the day. If you should need anything with regards to the facilities of the upper library, please ask one of the librarians. And once you have finished, ask them and they will message me and I will come and collect you and lead you back to the administration's wing.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you for the guided tour.
You are very welcome. It was...
Gift of gab. Fuck. Wait, do I have? Yeah, I cast Gift of Gab. Successfully!
Okay.
And I'll go, thank you for the guided tour. It was very informative. One quick question. Where can we get one of those little handy-dandy little bracelet thingies that your colleague was using?
Unfortunately, they are not for purchase to the general public. They are specifically enchanted so that members of the faculty can contact each other.
Oh, man. Okay, well, that's all I had.
No, you're quite all right. Any other questions before I leave you to your wares?
Is there a best librarian?
No, I assure you, all of the librarians are very well qualified. It's not like the tour coordinators. The librarians are very proficient.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, then I shall leave you to your day.
Nice to have met you. We'll see you later.
Take care.
Okay, so what are the categories for this pub quiz we're doing later?
So,
It's like
we need to know...
locations, it's political leaders, like, was it like weapons of great power?
Perhaps, yeah, mystical weapons. Maybe a bit of history about the Fell War.
I mean, you know a lot about the Fell War. You're great with political leaders. I think is it the weapons that are you don't know anything about?
Yeah, maybe we could
maybe
learn
the plot hole.
Ziggy is trying his damnness to be surreptitious. Surreptitious? Is that the right word?
I think so.
Yeah.
Pete's nodding, so I'm going to say yes.
He's trying to be secretive, and he's going to sort of like go, maybe we could learn a little bit more about the sorry, I can't find it in my notes.
Sort of songs.
Not that. I will not be saying those words. Where is it? The guy whose weapon the Sword of Songs might potentially be a piece of.
Oh, the God of Protection.
Yeah. Valor. Maybe we could go ahead and learn a little bit more about Valor himself.
Yeah.
And any weapons he might have
The quiz
wielded.
is called the Pub Quiz of Valor, so it might be a
Exactly.
chance that it comes up.
Exactly.
I don't
Now,
mind going
could-
to the religious section.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm quite. I'll. Do you want a partner? I'll
Yeah,
go
sure.
with you.
I personally, I'm going to go look at the weapons in the legendary items section or whatever. I might just ask one of these here librarians for a hand. Cricket, Willow, you all want to go learn about Valor?
We're doing that.
Oh, shit. Well, anything else y'all could think of?
The Fell War? Or-
Cricket's got his eye on the vaulted libraries. He just can't take his eyes off.
God damn it!
Yeah, I'll...
Fuck us.
No, I know. I just... I don't know. I got a funny feeling that that's where we want to be.
Everything all right, Cricket? You're still with us?
Yeah.
Hey, man, this is important to me. Don't Don't steal nothing, okay? Please.
Okay. Okay. What do you want me to look for?
Anything to do with the Fell War?
Musical,
or maybe
musical weapons?
yeah, sure. Or maybe anything about what was that place that lady said about with the sand and the jewels?
Well, we want to know where it is now, not where it's been, right?
Or maybe if there's any ladies of cities that are super interested in artifacts and stuff, or
Sure.
women in power that like that. I don't
Current
know.
events. I will look for current events.
Okay. I'm also going to do a little bit of research into Esheim, I think, and the leaders of the Vardi. The past leaders of the Vardi, because maybe there might be a little mention of some sort of weapon passed down amongst them. Okay, everybody got your tasks?
We meet back here.
We'll meet back here in a couple of hours.
Okay.
All right.
Break.
Break.
Wonderful. Who shall we go to first?
Should we roll for it?
Yes.
That's
Each
nice.
team rolls, and whoever gets the highest will go to you first.
You sure you don't want
Do you want to roll advantage, Ben?
Why? Because we're a team.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the
bad.
rule.
How does that work?
Yeah.
It's one person from the team
Oh,
to
suddenly
see
there's
who
a
goes
rule.
first.
Right.
Okay.
And
You roll, Pete.
Yeah. 2.
3.
4.
winner!
I was like, oh, I'm going last then.
Incredible. Sigismund,
Yes.
you are going first.
Yeah, go to.
What are you doing and what are you looking for?
So Sigismund wanders casually over to a librarian. Mm-hmm. Probably the most attractive one.
What do you sound like?
I'm the librarian.
Attractive one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll wander over to the most attractive one. Excuse me. Hi there.
You walk over to the closest librarian.
Closest librarian.
A female half-elf, warm reddish-brown skin, brown hair with wisps of green in it, and golden yellow irises.
So she's pretty hot then.
Yellow eyes. I'm in.
Sold.
And what do you say?
Hi there. I'm looking for anything you can, any kind of research topics on the past leaders of Esheim and legendary weapons of note.
Oh, right. Okay.
If you could just point me in the right direction, I'll pick some books.
I tell you what, if you go and sit yourself down at one of those tables, I will bring over some tomes that I think might be beneficial to the weapons, and that will get you started. I might have to contact the Frost Hall records for any information on Esheim. So
Sorry, Frosthold Records, what's that?
it is another. I was going to say soliloquy, and that is not right. Reliquary. Wow. It is another
Great
reliquary.
word, Jack.
Thank you. It is another reliquary of more historical records.
Oh, is that here in...
No, that is very far north in Belladrin. But we have facilities that allow the transport of objects to and from these facilities.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, I'll sit myself down.
Wonderful.
Are we allowed to eat in here?
No.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
And you go and take a seat. Couple of minutes goes by, and you watch as the librarian moves around the space, sometimes going up to the second story, sometimes coming back down again, wandering past these grand wooden arches that hold up that second story archway. And she comes back with a couple of tomes, places them down in front of you. Those will get you started, and I will try and be back as quick as I can with any information on Esheim.
Excellent, thank you.
Wonderful.
Specifically previous leaders of Esheim and any interesting facts about them.
Yes, okay. Sigismund. Yeah. Make me an investigation check.
Okie. Do I still get advantage? Has that thing popped back after
Yes.
we walked through the magic
How long
field?
does it last?
An hour.
An hour.
When did you cast it?
Like just before we came in.
No.
sorry.
Thank you for keeping me honest.
No,
I'm
no.
exhausted, so it's a flat roll.
Flat roll.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's why I brought my chunk.
Come on.
Oh, piss. What was it? Investigation? Oh. Siggy's not good at... Oh, I could have guidance myself, couldn't I? Can I do it recklessly?
I read these books so recklessly.
Could you bardically inspire?
You can't,
Not
you can't yourself.
I can't bardically inspire myself now. Investigation is a 10.
A 10.
Flat 10.
Sigismund, you begin to pore over these tomes, and very quickly you start drowning in the words on the pages.
You're really bored.
The books that you are reading, not only are they old, not only do they speak of historical events, not necessarily of any excitement to you whatsoever, but also the older the time period that it is speaking about, the more patchy the excerpts get. And so you start finding that you have to flip back and forth, and you start getting just really confused with what you think you've read and what you have seen, and you can't find pages, and it's a real struggle to start with. You do not get off to a good start. I will also say that you can see, even on that roll, the book on Esheim that you get is sort of a general history of Esheim, and definitely isn't what you're looking for.
I already know all this. Damn. This is why my history is oral, so that we don't have to read stuff. Yeah, I think getting frustrated, he's just gonna kind of like quit, like picking up the pace, like flicking through, and just maybe put that particular book down, pick up another one, flick through that to like the end page to see if there's anything good on that. There's no pictures either, so that's not helping.
Very rarely do you see any illustrations.
There's no pictures either. I like pictures. And I'll just wait for the librarian to return.
Okay. Let's cut over to another team for now and see what they can do. Who do you want to roll for it, or should we go on the previous rolls?
We went 3-2-1. Yeah. 4-3-2.
Were these 2-3?
You're
Sadie and Tony, what are you looking for, and how are you looking for it?
Valor.
Valor.
Specifically Valor and his weapons,
Yes.
if he ever had
Any
any.
sort of
Well, there was a sword of valor, wasn't
previous champions, anything of knowledge of where they ended up, what happened to them,
Okay.
where their weapon may be now.
Yeah. Nothing
know?
too specific.
I'll look for enemies of valor.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you going about this?
Tony.
Yeah.
Gesture towards the statue of Blood Tulip Town.
Do I recognise that as? Do I know?
You have seen Blood Tulip
Oh, I
Town.
have seen. Yeah. Is
She
it-
has not seen you.
She's not seen you.
So you do recognize.
Oh fuck.
She's always watching.
Yeah. Well, not me, but
Unlucky for her. You ready to do some reading?
I guess so. Is there like a religious section? Like a religion section?
Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, is it not labeled and categorized?
Go on,
Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Have I been in this library before?
Give me a
You've
perception
seen
check
it,
at
yeah.
disadvantage.
I've seen it.
You've definitely been in it in
Okay.
your orientation.
Whoa! That's the best I've ever rolled in my life. 22.
22. At disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Gosh damn.
There are
That's insane.
no clear signages for you to see.
22 is wasted. Ask someone. Oh, I think we have to ask someone.
Okay.
You go.
Me?
Yeah.
All right.
You said you're not allowed to eat in here.
Eat in here. There's signs
She
saying
wasn't
no
paying
food.
attention. Hello? Sorry.
No food, drink.
If
or
I can
spellcasting.
remind you, there is to be no eating within
Oh.
this chamber.
Oh my bad. It's banana bread. It's really good. Sorry.
Thank you.
We are looking for. Do you have like a section on gods and religion?
Yes, we do have some tomes pertaining to religions. Are there any deities that you would specifically like to be looking for?
I think valor at the moment.
Valor. Yes, certainly. If you post up on one of those tables over there, I can bring you over some tomes.
Thank you.
After a couple of moments, a collection of books are laid before you. Give me an investigation check.
I guess we could both.
You can both roll
Yeah,
if you
because
want.
you have advantage anyway.
Why did I strike out on my own? Siggy does not like studying.
Investigation. 19. 18.
Really well today.
Let's go.
17.
Yay!
Tony's got a breeding.
Trivia with Tony. Makes sense.
The two of you spend your time looking for mentions of valor.
Such good study pals.
Any of their weapons, any of their champions, any of their enemies. You do gain some fragments of information. You come across a single passage that speaks of a soldier battling a horde of demons whose cries carried across the entire battlefield. You note this. They are heralded as a true beacon of valor. The valor is spelt like the word V-A-L-O-U-R, not the god capital V-A-L-O-R. But it is still something that you note with how intently you are looking at valor specifically. The soldier's name was Parvuk Transellis. As the pair of you read, you find no mention of the name Parvuk again in any of the passages you read. You catch only one mention of the name Transellis. You have to do a bit of backtracking from a completely separate set of tomes. And that tome mentions a traveller called Enaditi Inita.
Wait. Say it
Furiously
one more time.
Enaditi Inita. E-double-N.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, I'll get you the spelling in a bit.
I'm making it up.
Some of the excerpts say that Enaditi was a monk. Others say a warrior. Either interpretation mentions their generosity, their willingness to help people in need. In what is known in modern days as the continent of Synthali. You trace the name Inita back with what little info you can find, and you do see in a tome that talks of events during a period of history called the Feuds of Dragons and Giants, which is roughly 5,500 cycles ago, that a traveller by the name of Inita was travelling with Transellis.
Okay.
That's
travel to go-
all it says.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to cut there for a moment to someone else. So, Cricket and Willow, what are you researching, and how are you going about it?
Are you good at this kind of studying thing?
I'm not good at books, but I'm good at looking. So
Okay, all right.
if we get the right book, are you okay? You look kind of droopy.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I was just coming down to you.
All right, I get you. I was gonna say go with it. Like keep your shoulders down. I got a little plan. Look disheveled. Look
okay.
Look unconfident. Yeah, perfect. And then I want to find the strongest, most confident looking female presenting individual librarian I can find.
Yes, absolutely. You, one of the most confident would be, depending on if you were looking out for this, the librarian that Sigismund was speaking to before. This half elf. She is striding around as confidently as.
Does she look like
any of
she's busy with Siggy though?
Not at this second, so you can go over to her.
Okay, I'll go up. You got it. Okay. Excuse me.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could help my friend. She's having a bit of a hard time at the minute.
What can I help you
Well,
with?
she's lost her confidence and her buzz in herself, and I was wondering if you could help me find some real cool stories about real strong women in the world at the minute. I don't know, like female leaders or warriors or people.
If there
who,
are any.
well, exactly. That's what I'm trying to find. But if you can find anyone, maybe they've got a big menagerie of animals or a big weapons collection or something cool or a leader of a city or something like that. But she needs a push, and I think you're the one to do it.
Let me see if I can't gather something up for you. Are you looking for stories by verse makers, bards, instead of...
Sorry, there's plenty of stories, but I think
They're not real.
That's
None
it.
of
She
this is
needs
real.
historical tales.
well, current events if you got them. People
and
who are.
current events. Okay, I will see what I can do for you.
Well, thank you.
If you set yourself on one of those tables over there, I'll bring some over to
Of
you.
course. And
Well-
I'll slip a platinum into her hand and I'll say it would really mean a lot if you could cheer up my friend. I'm not trying to do anything silly. I just want you to know how important this is.
I appreciate that's not necessary. Thank you.
Okay, well,
I will do my best.
thank you.
You sit down at the table. Books are presented to you. So, Cricket and Willow, can you please make me investigation checks?
I'll just help Cricket.
Helping.
I get advantage already.
Oh, I'll just do another roll.
Okay.
No, we shouldn't be casting spells. So yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be someone just for you, Willow.
Okay. I'm starting to lose hope.
Fuck off.
16.
14.
16 and 14. You read of some individuals of note. Two of them are actually gods. One of them is the Veiled One, who was the first mortal to be slain in the Fell War.
Nat Raven.
Nat
origin, isn't it?
Ravnin
Yeah, yeah.
lady.
We've had-
She, when she was slain, took over the domain of death and became a god. There is another god that you learn of. Is it that one? I'm so sorry. Bear with me one moment. Yes. Her name is Renevar. She is known as the warrior, the daughter of war. She's the goddess of courage and self-sacrifice and the goddess of soldiers. What you do note is that she is a daughter of valor. You also note a story, and it is more of a folk tale than you had asked for of an ancient Valkyrian called Neshaleun Syrinx, and you recognize this name because it is one of the constellations that you know that lies in the sky above Ilthanzir. Very, very powerful druid, but that sort of irks you that you know that to be more myth and folklore than...
I think she goes to get her book out to like check the constellation, but
Yes.
then remembers that she gave it to Corey. That one's a constellation.
Of a real person?
Well, I guess it's named after. They do that sometimes. I think maybe I don't. Sometimes people, if they find the constellations and discover it, they name it. So,
Okay.
but yeah. Daughter of Valor seems cool though.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anyone who's still alive in any of this. I'll keep flicking through. She didn't bring us anything of anyone who was like a history of the country or anything.
Oh, it doesn't look like it.
Reading is hard.
I know. Or are you scheming?
Hmm?
You got that look in your eye.
Well, I'm not much use down here. But I promised Siggy I'd stay down here.
I won't stop you. Doesn't mean it's the right call.
I know. Not yet.
Okay.
Well, we've not read this one yet. Let's go.
And I'll
Team-
keep an eye out for someone who's coming from the music wing.
Yeah. The Tower of Arcanic Melody is way across campus. If you want to go there,
Oh,
but you
no,
know
no,
it's
no.
very
God,
far
no.
away.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah, no, for sure.
thought it was
Dawn Takers. After these first set of rolls, is there anything that you switch up about your research tactics? Does anybody want to swap teams? Ask for different subjects?
Yes.
You have a plethora of knowledge at your fingertips. Just depends on what you ask for and what you roll.
Yes. So Sigismund, getting frustrated with the archaic language of these books, is going to head over to Willow and Cricket.
Okay.
Carrying his stack of books, but he's kind of like petulantly drops them on the desk. I can't make heads nor tails of all this. I'm going to research something else. And then I'll corner another librarian. Hello. Is there anything you can bring me on the fauna of this world, specifically creatures that sing and may have vicious dispositions? And
Yes, I do think that we do have some terms of that description. I can get you a starting almanac. Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Right here.
But of course, give me a couple of moments.
Okay. And he's going to pick up another book and continue to fruitlessly look through it.
A couple of only 2 tomes are dropped onto the table. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Flat roll, right?
Flat roll.
Okay. I'm going to guide myself
Well done.
this time.
Oh, this is it's more than a 10-minute exercise.
Guidance is only a minute as well.
Oh,
It's more than a minute exercise.
alrighty. It's a natural one.
You got
Siggy's-
inspiration.
Have you got inspiration?
No. Siggy's holding the book like here, and it might be apparent that Siggy needs glasses. And he's just like, no, this is just about parakeets.
Any other of the teams?
I would like to.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry. Siggy's gonna get real frustrated with it. Put the. This is just about parakeets. What was your plan?
No.
Well, I just thought that if there's gonna be an interesting book, it might be right up there.
Down there.
Right down there.
You mean in the restricted section?
Yeah. The vaulted library. That's the one. Someone's nodding.
I'm gonna take a look around, see if anyone's like watching. Do what you have to.
Okay. Can I give you some advice, Siggy? You're not a reader, you're a talker, so make a friend and get them to read for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of students in here, and you're pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
It's okay.
And buoyed by that, Siggy will move off into
Okay.
the crowd.
Oh, by the way, Siggy, can you just tell me a cool little limerick or something to make me
There once was a man called Cricket who didn't think he could kick it. He sneaked away, came back the next day, and told the Iron Guard where to stick it. And I give Cricket bardic inspiration.
Can you ask for bardic inspiration?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, good
Technically,
job.
you can. It's like, I give me a boost, give me a pep talk.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it worked.
Absolutely right.
For 10,
Oh,
10
dear.
minutes.
Thank you. For 10 minutes, good God.
Yeah. It's a D8.
What were you going to say, Lisa?
Yes, sorry.
I would like to research the Fallen.
The Fallen.
Yeah. Buzzwords. Zemva. Kolux. Aspects of gods. Also interested in the moon god pantheon. All of that.
How do you ask this?
Very honestly and bluntly.
As
Please-
in
please,
what do
can
you as
I-
in what do you say?
I'm looking for tomes on the pantheon of moon gods.
Yeah.
That's
I can
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Actually, yeah, I'd like to kind of have a look at that if you could get that.
Absolutely. I can bring it to you.
And also the fallen gods too.
Right. Okay. Make me a persuasion check.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Evansborough.
Oh, I do have Inspiro.
That's not a thing.
Oh, sorry.
Ben, sort of shuffle this out.
That's better. That's way better.
I thought you meant her roll.
24.
Yes, of course.
Why is she acting weird? Can I discern?
You know,
Is talking about the fallen like a taboo thing?
it's not taboo, but the fallen are all of the gods that overthrew the divine creators and their kin. You do not see any temples to any of the fallen in civilized society because they are evil. And so whenever anyone is doing research on the fallen, it is always just watched over.
okay.
That's
Drawing
that's all.
attention
That's-
to us.
It's just like, us researching evil dictators to learn from history's mistakes.
Absolutely, 100%. With powerful evil divine beings that can manipulate the fabric of reality. However, there is a gravitas to it.
That's fair.
You do get the books. They fantastic persuasion check. Make me an investigation check.
I am specifically looking for any reference to Moonwater.
To Moonwater?
Yep.
Yep. Easily done. Okay. Investigation checks.
19.
19.
Yes, come on.
This D8 is killing me though. Oh my god.
Natural one.
Inspiration.
I don't have inspiration.
Natural 1.
Yes.
Kendall, roll high for this one place.
I've been rolling well so much.
You do not
Fuck.
get any information that you don't already know on the Moon Watchers. I will come back to that in just a moment. You, on a 19, were looking for the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
You were looking for Corlux Zenver. You were also looking for any enemies of valor.
Yeah.
On a 19, you learn that the biggest enemies of valor are a god called Tarvusk and a god called Vebru Raj. And what was the topic that you were researching before this?
It was Valor.
It was just Valor, wasn't it?
Yeah. So my idea is who were the enemies of Valor and champions of Valor that would want to take away their weapon.
The Vebru Raj and Tarvusk were the first generals of the Fallen. Tarvusk was the one who corralled the Fallen into some form of an army and rose against the Divine Creators and their kin. Vebru Raj was one of the Fallen who aligned themselves with Tarvusk, like the antithesis of valor. And you did not get that name. You got that name.
I was going to say interrupt.
Go.
If something that links to Valor, I probably would have slid it across on a piece of paper,
Okay.
just because we knew that they were going for Valor.
This.
So just so that we're keeping information.
Yeah. Okay,
circulating
fab. Sorry,
otherwise.
I
I just didn't
want
to. I didn't say. I just didn't want to interrupt. Stuff.
That changes things. You are now sat at their table.
Yes.
So would you
briefly.
do the same?
Well,
do
when
we
we
just-
meet up, we probably swapped what we'd learned, what we didn't learn, frustrations and wins and stuff like
If
that.
that's absolutely,
Yeah,
I didn't know
fine.
if you were trying to be subtle and secretive about this and try and not draw too much attention to you gathering together, which is why you split off. But if you want to gather and share information, you can.
Yeah.
So, with that, the name Vebru Raj rings a bell to one of you after having read about Inita and Transelis.
That was us.
You recognize the name from the Sword of Vebru Raj. And you go back to that passage. And as you share information, you look over a certain amount of tomes and passages about a period in history called the Red Sands Time. You learn of a violent Issician warlord by the name of Hajani Masan. Masan, over the course of many Lexanoths, apparently persuaded or intimidated an enormous cabal of marauders to follow him and wage terror across Issicea. He was reported to be carrying something called the Sword of Vebru Raj, in some accounts. Other passages, however, actually describe the weapon at his side as a terrifying flail. Others suggest it was a cutlass, and others yet again say that this was a mistranslation of older works, and that he actually carried a shamshir, which is a type of curved saber much more common in places such as Synthali. You only see the name Vebru Raj one more time over the course of your research here. According to record, the government of Al-Gamar sent, and this is a direct quote, the blade that soaked the sands away from their lands to be taken to a place called the City of Magic in Tarnek Ra. That ship never made it to the next port.
That's gotta be it.
It should be noted that Ississia and Al-Gamar are countries on the continent of Synthali.
And this was
That's totally
5,500 cycles ago, is that
Never
right?
made it.
It's in the sea.
Roughly,
Right?
the events of the Red Sands time were after the feud of Dragons and Giants. The feud of Dragons and Giants was about 5,000 cycles ago, 5,500 cycles ago.
So that's the sands turn red, washed to the shores on rivers of woe across the oceans the sword does go.
Yes.
That.
But then timeline-wise, what happened?
And then
is
it's
that
over the world and back again. Come to rest it lies from singing creatures of vicious dispositions, holders of a shard that does not belong with them. And then it's the found, collected, stolen, preserved.
so this
a
isn't
lady.
this isn't where it last was. This is
No.
This
wait,
is
right,
this
okay.
is part of the
Yeah,
history.
Okay.
As you are sharing information, do you ask any of the other Dawn Takers to research other singing creatures?
Yeah, I think in his frustration when he came over just before he spoke to Cricket, I think he's brought over the books that were given to him when he asked for information on singing creatures, and I think maybe he would have asked either Willow or Cricket to have a quick look at that, just to see if they can glean anything.
Okay. Anybody who would like to can give me an investigation check.
I've not snuck off yet.
Yeah, no. This is covering
is
what
here.
information you've
Yeah,
gathered.
We're on the trail, guys. We're on the trail.
Come on. Just me. Sorry. 22.
22. You look over
The Parakeet book.
the Parakeet book, this almanac of local fauna on the continent of Galmoria. Singing creatures that you note, though there are creatures that emit noise that are quite nefarious, like you learn banshees, there are shrieking wyverns. Singing creatures specifically, the ones that catch your eye the most are sirens and harpies, both creatures very intimately linked. They are quite close as far as archaeozoologists can determine.
Are they scattered throughout Galmoria, or do they live in
They
pockets?
prefer to live on coastlines, though some do live in other places, but that is most commonly where you would find them.
Just all the way around the coast, or is there do they have if you think the Everfrost Expanse is very cold, do they have a climate they live in?
Yes, definitely more noted towards the southern coast of Galmoria.
Okay.
With the northern side, with the Everfrost Expanse, very little is known about the fauna up there. So many of the reports are to do with the southern side of Galmoria, though
And Synthali is on the...
Synthali is a completely different continent. So Cricket is from Valordrian.
Yeah. No, but
continent
the
of-
sword came from Synthali.
Yes.
Never made it, washed up, and Synthali is on the east of Galmoria.
Yes,
So
east and south.
So if I was making a guess at coast, it would be southeast.
So, yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's fine.
They live in caves and nest in groups. There is sometimes a matriarch, and they like to collect trinkets from their prey.
Shiny things.
Whilst you sit and discuss, is there anything else that people specifically share information on, ask about?
I think Siggy may try and find a map or a
Yeah.
globe of some description and almost start trying to track the movements of what this is suggesting. So from Synthali to like trying to establish which direction that ship might have been going in.
Perfect. Easily done with the knowledge that you have already gained because you just need to look at a map. With the help of Cricket, you see Galmoria, the continent. You recognize the twin blades of Esheim. Across the ocean, the continent of Valordrian. And on the far side, Cricket points out Zazata Zapko. To the south, there is the continent of Synthali, where you can see countries like Isishia, Algamar, etc., etc. There is an inlet of ocean between Synthali and Valordrian. And on Valordrian's western coast, you can see the country of Tarnek Ra. So it would not have had far to go, but it did not end up there.
So we know the sword was being sent to Tarnek Ra.
Yes, and it never arrived.
So is there a strip of ocean that...
Massive strip of ocean. In the grand scheme of the world, fairly short, but there is a large space of ocean that...
where the ship
could have sunk or whatever.
So it could have been, just in terms of harpies, it could have been southeast Galmoria or west coast of Valordrian, maybe south of Tanakra.
Yes.
Okay.
I also want to see if we can try and find out the name of the ship that it was sent on. That might be a reach.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Flat roll.
Yeah.
Are we all together?
This is as you share information.
Does anyone, when researching stuff that's not to do with stuff that we're going for, do they pick up any weird books that would catch Willow's attention at all? I.e., different subjects completely that have no correlation. Is there anything that would feel weird?
You do note with your perception as you are sharing information between each other that there are books on the gods in front of Sadie and Tony. There is a book on there is a page open in front of Tony that denotes the moon gods.
Cool.
Sorry, I'll roll in a second.
No, you're all good.
Investigation. Fuck. Why am I so bad at this? Six.
6.
Not a chance.
You cannot find it, unfortunately.
It's alright, because it's not there anyway.
Yeah, in terms of timeline, this is all thousands of cycles ago. We need... where does it trail off? It says...
Well,
over the world and back again. So literally...
So if we assume that this is the sword that we're looking for, it was being sent to Tarnek Bra. Mm-hmm. We can assume also that the ship that it was aboard was sunk, attacked, who knows. A sword ain't just gonna wash up on the shore without somebody recognizing it. So maybe these harpies or sirens, whatever they are, saw a shiny trinket thing, picked it up, and kept it for years. And then somebody found it, because it says found, collected, sold, preserved, and then stolen.
But this is all...
Cricket, may I? As you say over the world and back again, and you are discussing this with Sigismund, make me an investigation check.
I'm moving no more than half.
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
speed. 21.
With the map in front, the knowledge that the ship didn't arrive, and Sigismund saying it could have been attacked, over the world and back again suddenly makes a lot more sense. Because one of the easiest ways a sword could have been transported over the world and back again and gone missing would be if the ship was attacked by pirates.
And
there we just got very
sorry.
excited.
Okay. Over the world and back again. Where are we?
Comes arresting lies.
come to rest it lies. From singing creatures.
So you know.
The shard, found collector soul. The myth becomes unknown. So the last possible place could potentially have been something piratey.
It could have been something piratey, or pirates could have transported to it. I'll say on that investigation check, over the world and back again, to you screams pirate, which means that if you are right on the aspect of singing creatures of vicious dispositions being harpies, you guess that they got it after the pirates. Which means that over the world and back again could refer to the fact that it's nowhere near Synthali, actually, and it could be opposite to.
And what's opposite to Synthali?
You've got the top of Kael'Modos and Galmoria. So Galmoria would be opposite Synthali because
And there's
Synthali
harpies on
jumps
the
out.
coast of Galmoria, so it has to be there.
Say that again, sorry. I didn't...
Harpies. Well, you found out that the harpies were on the south coast of Galmoria, which is where the coastal road is.
Yeah.
Because I suppose over the world. Sorry, back in the game. Over the world don't mean nothing if it says over the world and back again. So if it's back where it was, we're still thinking southeast Galmoria or west Valordrian.
Right.
But all of this don't matter because this is halfway through the
and then it's
passage. We need the end of the passage.
Yeah.
found collected souls.
Because then it
preserved
becomes
souls.
unknown.
I'm gonna write the name down. Just the last bit of the name. That's in the vowel blah, 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 of the sword. The literal name of the sword.
The Sword of Vebru Raj.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to a librarian.
Yeah.
Are you good with languages?
Yes.
What do you know? What languages?
Vebru Raj.
Yes.
That is
Elven, or it won't be Elven because I read Elven. But
no. That is the name of one of the fallen.
gods.
Yes, it is the name of a god.
Okay.
Vebru Raj was an individual that joined the armies of Tarvusk and set to slay the divine creators and the divine children.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It was said that they wield a great blade that would drain the life out of their enemies and leave them as husks.
Oh.
Rather bloodthirsty and murderous.
Where is that blade
individual.
now? Is it in a museum somewhere?
The Sword of Vebru Raj is, to my knowledge, lost. Many of the ancient weapons and artifacts are.
When was the last time it was seen? Who wielded it last?
I do not know. There are many ways in which an artifact could be lost. Sometimes the family of a champion dies out, their lineage dies out. Sometimes these artifacts are squirreled away by those that should seek to use them for their protection. Sometimes they are squirreled away for people who do not want them to be used, and they are hidden and the knowledge purged. And unfortunately, the longer the cycles stretch on for, the more likely it is that knowledge can be lost. But yes.
Okay. This hasn't there's no sayings made from this word. Nothing that's come from it,
Vebru Raj?
hair of the dog comes from.
No. In civilized society, you don't usually find sayings of the fallen.
No.
Battered around too much.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, nothing new.
Tony, do you have any more ivory?
Yes.
I know it sounds like a stupid idea because last time we got a riddle, but now that we have this name, do you think if you cast it again, it might yield different, maybe more specific
You know
results
via the
if
nature
it's-
of the spell that the more you learn about an item, the more legend lore will reveal.
What if we cast it under sort of
Vebru
Zebaraj?
Raj? Yeah.
But then surely we'll just get the information we already know. We need to know.
Willow, do you share that
More.
information about?
Yeah. I'll come back into it.
Because that's the past. It's not called that anymore.
Who was it? Cricket, who got the information about the Assisian warlord?
yeah.
Yeah?
No,
Hajani
no, it
Masai.
wasn't.
It was us.
It was them.
It was those two. You two,
smashed it.
you two make investigation checks.
What if this is the true name of the sword, and the reason that we got a riddle is because we had like the colloquial name for the sword, and do you know what I'm saying?
It's like the legend versus the actual thing.
Yeah, right?
You two make the investigation check.
Roll a one. Roll a one.
11.
No. Oh my god, doing reverse maths is not great.
You mean subtraction?
You should do Ben maths.
23.
Nice.
If the sword of Vebru Raj is famed for draining the lives of its victims and leaving husks behind, why are the Red Sands Times so named? Why did the government of Al-Gamar send away this blade that, as they said, soaked the sands in red? And I'll say on a 23,
My brain is like working
Well, yeah, 'cause it
double
would-
time right
If
now.
it dries
If
them up,
it
then
sucks
wouldn't
up
bleed.
blood, then why would the sands be red?
yes.
So it's
So
not it.
you
So that's not it.
ascertain,
No, but the shard of it.
you ascertain that the sword of Vebru Raj that is noted in these passages was the Sword of Songs, and they misidentified it. So somewhere along the way,
Oh.
the traveller in Aditi lost the Sword of Songs, and the Assisian warlord Masan picked it up. And with that, you have a good stepping stone of its early history up until it was lost on the ship from Algamar to Tarnak Ra.
But singing creatures, which you just researched, were at the south of Galmoria.
They're everywhere
But
on the coast.
which is
Well, they could be on any coast. They're unlikely to be in the north where it's cold. They're more likely to be on the south coast, and the southeast coast would be the coast that's closest. However, if they've been all around the world and back, they could feasibly be anywhere, unless back is in the literal sense, and it's back where
does
it
all
was.
around the world and back come before or after the singing creatures?
Before.
So the singing creatures. So after
You
that, it
know
means
the singing
that
creatures
these
got them
singing
after.
creatures
Yeah.
that are on the south coast is where it was, which is the south coast of Galmoria, maybe the southeast if that's closer to where it went back to. So therefore, it drifted to the southeast of Galmoria, which we can get to quite easily because I've been all over that part of the.
But I think
there's a
after
shard
that,
that
it
does
got
not belong to
found,
them. Found,
stolen,
collected,
collected,
stolen.
lost.
Maybe it was not in Belladrin then. Maybe this has happened in the other one.
The Viridian Kingdom on the
Viridian
opposite side of the
Kingdom,
country.
Yeah,
The myth-
which I know very well because that's where I spent my whole time traveling.
Is that not in the west though?
But it's like that. So like Belladrin and Viridian Kingdom do that, and then the Eternity Forest comes down the middle,
Yeah.
and then you have the coastal road that connects it.
Absolutely
So
right.
the south east of the coast would be in the Viridian Kingdom.
The most of the south coast is actually the coastal
The
road.
road.
The Viridian Kingdom is actually to the far west. But yes, you
Yeah.
are completely
Yeah, yeah.
correct. Just a technicality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Just as an aside, or potentially not an aside, as something quite important. Can Siggy just reflect on what he knows about Astrid
Yeah.
and what she was doing, or the adventures she had been on before she became the Jarl of the Vardi? Basically, what I want to establish, whether we're eliminating information or gaining new information,
Yeah.
is whether she had ever told a story about one of her adventures where she was on the coast on a pirate ship or came face to face with some harpies.
Make me a history check at advantage.
Okay.
This is prior knowledge, so this is at advantage.
Can I also double on that before you bring rolls?
Yeah.
In that place, we met a band called Known Business who would sing songs.
Yes.
Is there any songs that they had sung that may have been something that spoke of a legend of a sword that maybe singing creatures would have started singing about? Is there anything? I know it's a really far pull because I doubt very much, but
That specifically is a far pull.
Is there number
However,
one song?
not that they wrote it.
No,
but just like
no, but
because they sing every night, so they went through a
but
plethora
there
of
is
songs.
something to that. So could you also please make me a history check?
Oh God!
So this is history at advantage.
History at advantage.
Come on, Gil.
Unless you can persuade me otherwise, Willow.
Don't fuck me, Gil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold it for me, Siggy.
I mean, the only way is trying to make it a wisdom thing, as in just like using her brain and where her brain kind of remembers.
Do you know
stuff,
what?
But
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like that's really. I'm not really giving you a reason.
I'll
there.
say a history check with your wisdom
Okay.
and any proficiencies you have. Sigismund.
Yeah, can I make mine an athletics check?
No.
L'histoire. Where is it? +2, I think? Yeah. So 16.
You're fairly confident Astrid has never mentioned any stories to do with the south coast of Galmoria.
Right.
Different argument.
Hello.
You can completely. You
Yeah,
can say
no,
no.
hey, my rule is if you can argue it.
Instead of trying to remember songs, because I think as we've seen with Siggy,
Yes.
every song that he sung, she's loved and tried to sing along, and I think that would have been the case with Known Business. Is there any way that I could look into the hidden meanings of these songs and go more of like inciting the song as to what they could actually mean as opposed to what they're saying?
Yes, you can. You definitely can if it's relevant. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see if you can do this. You're looking at the stories.
Brain hurts.
Just like any time a song that they would have sung came up that just feels thematically correct. I know I might not remember every single song, but then if there is something, if I could just like just try and I don't fucking no sense.
Give me an insight check.
Okay, that would be a 29.
On a 29. On a 29. You pour over all of this knowledge, all of this information. You look at the legend lore. There's one word that doesn't stick out to you, or there's one passage that doesn't stick out to you too much, but you reflect on it being an interesting choice. The myth becomes unknown and turns to legend once again, a story for the ages. And I'll say on a 29, the specific choice of a story for the ages after talking about myth and legend sticks in your mind. Because you have read stories on your travels of historical events. Mm. With regards to the songs that Known Business or whoever might be out there that you heard on the coastal road, nothing that they sung about pertains to the Sword of Songs, which doesn't come as a surprise because clearly the information on this is so sparse. Mm. But something just keeps catching on a story for the ages. And perhaps you need to widen the search or shift the search slightly with the new information that you've found.
You said like a folk tale. Was it that sort of story?
I said Neshaliun Syrinx is a folk tale. But there are other folk tales.
I'll. You guys can decipher that. Here you go.
Honestly, my brain stopped working.
Yeah, this is like the biggest lore dump we've ever had on this
You
show.
are unraveling thousands and thousands of cycles worth of history with almost no information.
Can you help Ben piece that together?
Yes, indeed.
Where should I be looking then with that? If that's kind of going in my brain and it feels like I should shift my search, where does Willow piece that together? Because Ben.
Are there any legends? Are there any stories that this legend lore pertains to? For instance, when you went to the Medusa's cave, you read the legend of Caval d'Astrax.
Librarian. Hi. Do you have a book called The Myths, the something? What's that fucking sentence that you just said?
A story for the ages?
Yeah, the whole sentence. The whole last sentence, that whole thing that sticks in my brain.
No, but I can get you a collection of myths and legends.
And stories of the ages?
Yes.
Is there a book?
Once
again.
Particular topics, particular histories.
I just want fucking hell, myths, legends, and stories for the ages.
Yes.
Anything you can get on that.
That's quite a lot. Is there something that can narrow
The
down
Sword
your-
of Songs.
The Sword of Song. Okay, I'll have a look. Just myths and legends about the Sword of Songs.
Yeah, and can you contact you delivered some stuff from Frosty Place.
Yes.
Can you do that for the music school?
From the Tower of Arcanic Melody.
Yeah, I can't be asked to walk over there, but can you just ask them about
Yes,
if
of
they know
course.
anything of a Sword of Songs because it's music?
Okay.
Sorry, can you open that up? Not just swords, but flails and cutlasses. Any famous melee weapons?
Machete of Melodies.
Right. Okay. Yes.
What was that? What was that? Like a khopesh?
Trixie's talking to me.
The Shamshir.
Like a shamshir? Just any
Yes.
any
Shamshir of Shongs.
Sham.
I'll see what I can.
No, shamsh over there.
I'll see what I can get you.
Thank you.
It'll take me a couple of moments. Bear with me. Okay. She wanders off and she goes to collect some more tomes. And I think that is where we will take our break.
Goodness me, that was
We will
a
give
lot.
the Dawn Takers a little moment to decompress and go over what information they
my
have.
goodness.
We'll see
Siggy
you in
has a
couple of minutes.
migraine.
Kendall has a migraine.
We'll see you in a couple of minutes. And welcome back.
And welcome, Jack.
And welcome, Rack.
And welcome the stack of books that are placed on the table. That will be my
Segue.
one and only for this campaign. Various tomes are brought over to you by one of the librarians. Myths, legends for you.
Songs of the Ages. No, stories
Stories,
of the Ages.
yes. Just a collection of folk tales and things. I couldn't find anything on a sword of songs.
He was looking for the polearm of poetry.
Right, okay. I'll go...
That,
right
I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't worry.
Very good. I'm so sorry. Here is some books on weapon reliquies and stocks and things from the Frost Hall records for Galmoria. I cast the net very wide. I don't know what that will. You mentioned a lot of weapons. Yes.
Boulder, help me with these books. They're so heavy.
If you need anything else, just let me know.
Thank you.
Okay.
With the books now in your possession, who is doing what? Who is focusing on what?
Can
Before
we do
make
like
those-
a group study of everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wonderful. Who is giving who the help action?
I will help Sadie.
Lovely.
You don't need help, do you?
I do not need help.
You've got advantage. I'm going to help Willow.
Lovely.
My investigation.
So,
I'm also going to bardically
Oh gosh.
bardically inspire Sadie.
cool.
How do you do it?
Sing to me, Paolo.
My brother never sung a day in his life.
This is a library. We have to keep it quiet.
Study with me, little sister. Study with me. You can do it.
From one of the students a couple of tables over.
Yeah, I think you're gonna. I mean, Boulder. Sorry, you're gonna have to dance for Willow because we ain't allowed to sing anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bardically inspire Willow. Just
Okay. Wonderful.
Wow.
Very inspiring.
Is this doing anything for you?
I think it's mechanically helping.
I've still got mine from earlier.
And you've still got yours from earlier, yes, because you did not stealth away just yet. We'll see if these rolls denote that you need to. So, Willow, Sadie, Cricket, make me investigation checks at advantage and with your inspiration.
I just came up.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh no.
No, it's not.
Which one's a D8?
It's not
Is that
dirty.
D8?
That's a D10.
That's a D10.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh yes,
It's got 10 sides. That's a D8.
This
yes.
is D8.
That. No, that's D4. Fucking. No, it's a D8. Yes. Sorry.
I thought I was in trouble.
Rattlecake. They've got interesting and confusing shapes.
Interesting, confusing
It's okay.
shapes.
It's okay.
I'm going to use. If I use inspiration on advantage, do I roll 3 and pick the highest one?
Yes.
So roll another D20.
Got an 11 and a 1, so I'll go 11. Dice.
Which one's speaking to you?
This one is.
That one.
Come on. Wait, that's a 2.
Yeah.
Is that cocked?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's cat.
Oh no, it's not. I'm
No, it's
completely wrong. Okay, fuck it. I mean, forgive me. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Come.
Everybody got their numbers?
0.
Willow.
What did I get? 2 seconds. What did I roll? Oh, net that. 2 seconds. Sorry. What have I got? This is not me. 24.
24.
Wow, that was a ride.
I rolled a 19. I have a +3, and then I rolled a 2 on my inspiration.
30.
Whoa! With disadvantage
Madness
and
who?
minus a D8.
17.
That's
17 being the lowest roll as well. That's gutting. So good. Well done. Well done. You spend the remainder of the evening in the library.
coffee.
You go through many different myths, many different legends. almost all of them useless. Now and again, there are mentions of weapons, and even those seem to be described in such a detailed way, you are certain they could not be the sword.
Yep, that's definitely a brick.
And that's a bear. Fuck.
It is not in the myths and legends that you find something that catches your eye. As you go through Galmorian sword collectors' records in the books that were handed to you, you note that one report tells of an elf by the name of Dion-Herc Calberon. They were a collector of antiques on the coastal road of Galmoria.
Sorry,
The
I
report-
was writing my note.
The report also notes that it was found Calberon was a noted fence for a criminal organization on the south coast of Galmoria.
He was a fence. Ooh, no.
Calberon was arrested, their stock taken, and the Sword of Songs. There were many items collected.
The confirmed Sword of Songs.
There were many items collected, though their logbooks were incomplete, with a number of items unaccounted for, including a sword. That, when you compare the dates to all of the Red Sands history, skips about 4,000 cycles.
Whoa. This is much more recent.
So you're talking mid 4500s. You know that the current year is 5877 PCW, post creators
And she was
withdrawal.
an elf.
So
Yeah, so he could still be alive.
so
What weapon?
Did it
roughly
Sorry.
4500 PCW-ish is when, so you've just skipped 4,000 cycles worth.
Yeah.
Did it say
You,
who?
you don't think it's... No, I mean, the blade that they killed Lady Dolomus with.
No.
Nah, she wasn't drained, was she?
It
No,
doesn't...
but she was cut up.
She was cut to pieces.
We only saw the echo of what happened. We didn't see it ourselves.
I didn't see it.
Well, this
Sorry.
You're
Did
all
it
good.
say-
You're all good. No. By all means, this is. Go on. Hello.
Forgive me.
No.
Don't move like that. That scares
Stop
me.
fiddling with it then.
Sorry. Who? I need to concentrate, so I need something.
Okay, go on.
Who was the collection confiscated by? Did it say? Did it say who the collection? It just said their collection was confiscated.
It says that Calberon was arrested, so you can assume it was the lawkeepers of the Coastal Road. The Coastal Road, you know, is not aligned with the Viridian Kingdom or Belladrain. It is its own political entity.
However, that may not completely matter because the sword that we're going to go ahead and assume is the Sword of Songs wasn't accounted for, so it wasn't in his collection when they seized it.
Correct.
It wasn't in the elf's collection.
No.
Correct.
Which means it might still be there if they'd managed to keep it hidden.
What if it's... Yeah, if it's like... Sorry, wait. Getting excited.
Go.
There is no Pepe Sylvia.
All the information's in my
Yeah, sure. I'm not even gonna say anything interesting. It's
No,
just
say
what
it,
if
please.
it's still in there, like where they were, but it's like in like a hidden thing.
Or maybe, I mean, at the very least, this Dion-Herc Calberon could still be alive and he could know where it is.
Well, they'd be in jail, maybe.
Or where it went. Yeah.
To Calberon! Sorry.
What?
What?
What if he was exiled?
To Everfrost!
To the Everfrost expanse.
Okay.
Yeah, but then but then we have to go to the Everfrost to then go back down to the coastal whatever to then go back up to Esheim,
Well, we
right?
need to find the
Willow in
wait,
her
wait, wait,
head,
wait,
'cause she's
hold on,
pissed at
hold
you,
on.
goes, I've got that.
Yeah, that's.
Sadie's like full Rain Man, like all the books in front of her. She's not even looking and just like twitching and like going through the books so fast.
No, because the coastal road has its own law
Government.
keepers government. So
Yeah.
did they exile to the Everfrost expanse?
They might
probably
exile
not.
somewhere else, like the Eternity Forest.
Willow.
Yes.
Make me a history
What's this in
check.
subject to, Jack? Because I might know it.
That
What?
piece of information.
What Kendall
Do
just
the
said.
law keepers of the coastal road exile to the Everfrost expanse?
Well, the coastal road lawkeepers are Eternity Forest people, aren't they? Didn't Eternity Forest make the coastal road so that Belladrin and thingy could do that?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. The political powers of the Eternity
gave me
Forest
a little boner there.
did. Absolutely right. I was so proud of you. I was-
I know it's not 100% right, but
No, but you are so close.
Yeah,
The way back in the histories of the war between the Viridian Kingdom and Belladrin, the Eternity
to stop
Forest
them from walking through, they were like,
stopped
"Get
them
out.
walking through and
Here's
said,
a coastal road."
"Stop it now, or we will step in."
Mm-hmm.
The coastal road was denoted as this sort of like neutral zone, and the presence of the Eternity Forest very much keeps that peace.
Yeah.
But as the coastal road is now its own political entity, they have their own law enforcement.
Cool.
So we need to find records of their criminal.
How
Yeah,
they
we need to
deal
find their
with
criminal
criminals.
records from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Which probably can't do here.
I will say, because I'm not going to give you anything because it's already been said out loud. Sigismund is correct. When Calberon was arrested, it was reported that their records were incomplete. Some of their stock was missing, including a sword, which means the sword was not in their collection. So you know that the law keepers would not.
No.
Either they've
No,
not
but-
reported it, or they didn't get it in the
No,
first
but
place.
Calberon would know.
Calberon would know.
Sorry, Calberon would know,
would
but
know.
going for their collections would not. Is that what you said?
Sorry, I was just thinking because
I may have
the
misinterpreted, I'm
the criminal record will say where the abode was. So if Calberon is dead,
I'm
because it's
so
been
sorry.
1,000 years.
Elves live a long time.
Over 1,000,
enough.
you know.
How fucking long do elves? How fucking long do elves live?
Not that long. It just depends what it's different types of powers can make them also live longer.
So,
like-
potentially, if this guy's still alive, we could go ask him.
Well, does it say if he was a druid? Because high-level
Yeah.
druids can live age 1 year to every 10.
Makes no mention of any druids, but I'll say Willow, make me a history check at advantage.
They might have.
Is it about druidy stuff?
It is.
Can it be a wisdom check?
I'll give you it.
They might have ascendants. Oh.
It's my favorite number.
what?
But
Yeah,
it won't
so-
be
At
good.
advantage, my
Oh,
darling.
so we-
Kids.
Oh, what if he's a
Relatives.
lich?
God. Oh, no.
Oh,
Have I heard the name Calberon?
Just a straight
history
wisdom
check?
check.
Wisdom check at advantage if you've got
Yeah, yeah.
history
The
in
lady?
history.
Oh, no, I don't.
No, that's fine.
So just 11.
11.
Yeah, shit.
There could be a druid weapon vendor out there.
no, yeah, it's more just, yeah.
Yeah, not sure.
Druids don't like metal though, right? So why would they have a sword?
Could this be the lady? A lady? Because then it says lost and forgotten once more again.
Well,
Is that-
Casey said they when they were
They.
talking about
Did you say they?
Calberon. It
Is
never
there any,
said. It never said he or she.
I thought you said
Yeah,
she.
they.
Okay, they. Okay.
But he worked for an underground organization.
He was a fence
A
for
fence
an underground organization.
So maybe that's the thing we could find from criminal
They-
records.
They were a fence.
No, yeah.
They were a fence. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No. That's my fault. Calberon, they were a fence.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
For
Sorry, I thought we were talking about
a
someone else.
criminal organization located on the coastal
Sorry, I
road.
missed the pronoun.
No, you're all good.
Um,
I did as well.
Yeah, so they were a fence for an underground organization. So if I'm guessing it's with an underground organization.
Yeah,
because
does
it's been
does
lost.
it mention a
and-
name of that organization?
Yeah, which is why I'm wondering what weapon was used.
Cricket.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of any criminal organizations operating out of the coastal road? You and Halvar, maybe?
I've been around a bit, but we came from the northeast and worked our way kind of down and around. We never made it quite as far as the
coastal road.
Did I?
But Halvar
As I
might. No.
Halvar.
I went that way, right?
Make me a history check at disadvantage. So for you, it's a flat roll. Make me a history check.
I would say
at...
at least straight, maybe disadvantage because it's not like she was of sound.
I'll say disadvantage.
Yeah.
Who? Me.
You make it because of your connections with Halvar.
Okay, so straight.
Straight roll because you're at advantage, so disadvantage flattens it out. Yeah.
I'm not at advantage for history, am I?
You're not.
No.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I got a 10, so.
Oh, it's a 7. I thought it was a 1. I'm happy with that. 7. I know it's not good, but it's better than a 1.
7 on a history check.
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah.
Neither of you know any of the names of any of the criminal organizations
No.
on the coastal
That's
road.
all right.
I know some good taverns.
But if we find out the records, we'll find out where they made the arrest, so we can go from there.
Okay.
If there's no living descendants or nothing.
I also can get us there really easy, so.
Let's do it.
I
mean, not right now.
No.
Can I just ask the librarian? Do y'all keep criminal records here or anything, or?
No, we don't keep criminal records here. Depending on the specificity of the criminal records, they might be within the Frost Hall records, but criminal records are usually kept in the Iron Barracks.
What about like not that I've been in court or nothing, but somebody sits down and writes down everything I say when I'm not in court. A manuscript of people who are in court.
Yes,
I've never been in court.
That sort of judicial records again will also be in the Iron Barracks.
We can ask the guy. We can ask the guy from the Crucible.
Behind
Who's
The Iron General guy.
But
Yeah.
this happened out with Belladrin, so it wouldn't be
Yes,
the Iron
different
Guard.
different laws.
I'm
he
gonna
might-
make a.
he might-
I'm gonna ask a very important question. Did Sadie say that, or did Lisa say that? Because I'm hearing lots of accents, and this was above table. Was
Oh,
this
sorry,
above
that
table?
Lisa was saying that.
Oh, okay. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, that we responded.
Yeah,
What were
yeah.
you thinking, Sadie? You were
Yeah.
thinking really loud.
That was in. I said it in my voice.
That's
Yeah,
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you
carry on?
I whispered.
What about the guy from the Crucible who works for the Iron Guard? He might have access to the records. We could ask him to get. Or
Perception check. Is anyone looking at us?
Perception check.
My hand is literally.
Yeah.
right
17.
here. Almost.
No one's paying you much attention.
Sadie, I think that's a real good shout if it was in the Belladrin, if it was within the Iron Guard, but this is on the coastal road. I think they got a different set of law keepers down there. We could ask. We could definitely ask for sure. I mean, maybe this collector had done bad things in Belladrin as well. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good shout.
yeah, well, maybe he could get in touch with some sort of branch that I don't know.
No. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. And then we can also find out how much trouble me and Gwenda are in.
Gwenda.
Does having a name count as enough to find information about him magically? Do
Yeah.
we know?
Yeah, I think so. Right, Tony?
Yeah.
Cool, so we have that option as well. Maybe we might find out some more information.
I mean, if that's okay with you, we could at least find out if the guy's still alive or...
Are you asking to legend lore?
Legend Lord Diane Hurst?
Could you do that to a person as well?
I mean, they have to be of legendariness.
Oh,
So I'm not sure how much I'd get for.
Well, if they were the holder of the Sword of Songs, that's pretty legendary.
I mean, I
well,
could
they
try
weren't
and,
really
and
the holder,
I
more
could try and
just a...
scry on them.
Oh, don't we need something that belongs
You
to
don't need
them?
something. It's just a little harder.
Oh, okay. All right. This is good. We've got a
This is great. We've got
direction.
leads.
Got a
Yeah,
lead.
we got leads. I mean, I don't know that we're gonna get any further in here, personally, but
I think we need to just find where that person is,
yeah,
Or-
if they're still alive.
if they have any relatives or business associates
Yeah.
that are still alive, or
Yeah,
track them down.
I think that's a good shout. We got something to go on.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Willow, go and tell that librarian they helped you with your confidence, and then we can leave.
Hi.
Hello.
Those women are amazing. It really helped me with my confidence.
Well, I'm very glad that I could help you.
Thank you.
Should you need anything else, by all means, please return.
You made a good friend today.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Are you and your little group finished with your research for today?
Look back at the pile of books. Do you need us to help clear that up, or?
Well sorted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Our pub quiz is going to be perfect now.
Yeah.
We got lots of cool facts.
We're definitely going to win that prize.
Unlimited drinking. For the
Unlimited
night.
drinking for the night.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
As you gather what information you have, and you collect yourselves to leave, everybody roll me one more investigation check.
May I take no more than half of my movement?
21.
Not using that one anymore. 10.
Come on.
In the tray, Kendall.
Your ass. That is a 19.
19.
That is a 9.
Where'd you get these?
8
I also
minus
got
8.
19.
2 19s, a 21, a 10.
Oh, but then plus 8, so 8.
Oh, okay. I will say, with a combination of 19, 19, and 21, you look over the legend lore again, and you feel confident that you have, at minimum, found the most recent reference to something that could be the Sword of Songs. With regards to the legend lore itself, you look at the last half, over the world and back again. Come to rest it lies. From singing creatures of vicious dispositions, holders of a shard that does not belong to them. Found, collected, sold, preserved, stolen.
Found, collected,
By him.
sold, did you say?
Sold,
Preserved.
preserved, stolen.
Sold to an underground group and stolen from the underground group. So we need to find out who
lady.
the underground group is, because it's a fence for an underground group. And then someone has stolen it from the underground group, which is a lady.
Yep.
I think Stakala has it.
She doesn't have it.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. I was going to say she doesn't have it in her shop, because I did locate object.
Did it say that the person that stole it was maybe twice lived or anything in the legend lore?
Lady, twice.
Oh, shit, my thumb was over the bottom line.
There are references after the stolen to the myth becomes unknown and turns to legend once again, a story for the ages.
Something's sticking with you on
My
that,
mom
isn't
has
it?
it.
Something sticking with Willow on that.
Story for the ages.
A story for the ages.
Bards? Something about bards? Is there a
Well,
famous bard lady? Sorry,
Is there anything about story for the ages that connects to your
Fish.
people?
Horrible thought.
What?
A story for the ages. A lady. No, it can't be.
What?
You wouldn't do that to me.
What?
He probably would.
Yeah,
That's
he
an
would.
assumption.
He's
Oh,
done
you
some
would.
horrific things. He's a terrible
And that's
person.
before sitting down at the table.
The vitriolic hate that I am cultured in just Lisa.
No, hey, no, hey,
Joey,
just
what?
facts.
Fair.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on stream before, but Siggy, like, reflecting on that, his eyes go wide, and Mama's a lady. She went on adventures all the time. What if she's got it?
Have you ever seen her with a sword?
No.
Have you ever seen her with a strange package on the mantelpiece?
No.
Did her and your dad ever do anything weird with stuff?
I mean,
Yes, did they?
they were very sexually
Let's
open, but
unpack
nothing
Things
with
are quite
swords.
often things fade to black, and I don't know what happens when it fades to black. So,
Really caught me. Carry on, ignore me.
well, you have a way to contact, don't you?
Ask her.
Not today.
Why?
I can't. I'm too tired.
What do you mean?
My head hurts.
But you haven't done that much.
I have.
Why?
I've
Who
done
to?
Done a lot. Mechanically, I've messaged.
I know, we don't know.
Okay.
I'm pressing.
I've spoken to a lot of people today.
Who have you spoken to?
You're not spoken to me, and we're your only friends.
Yeah.
No, I sent a message to someone.
Who?
Who?
I don't know. No, I sent a Dewi can't remember who else he's sent to today.
Astrid.
I
Your dad
sent
and
a-
Astrid.
I sent a message to Papa,
Okay.
Well, surely he'd know if your
Oh, you
if your
sent a
mom had a
message-
sword.
and I sent a message to someone, and I sent a message to
In
Astrid.
the Crucible person, didn't you?
You sent a message to Astrid?
Siggy, what did you... I mean,
What did-
Boulder,
what?
what did you say?
Oh yeah, I forgot my accent. Well,
Rehearsing a scene.
Luckily, you're in the library, so it's very quiet.
The last round of the pub quiz is like dramatic reading, so we're just...
It's monologue.
I kind of maybe. I asked her if she had the Song of Swords. Sword of Songs.
And what did she say?
She didn't say anything. She didn't respond.
You told her you were looking for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I figured that, like, if she had it, she would say something. I told her that Galder should, Galder sent me to find it. And
The person who is the reason why the ancestors are... No, yeah.
Well, let's hope
The
she
whole
doesn't
reason
have
that-
it because she's probably now hidden it somewhere impossible to
well,
find.
no, because, like, if she's very honest, if she had it, she would tell me.
Not if it's the
How do
key
you
to
know
her
that?
demise.
You literally.
Well, I was never going to kill her. Am I going to have to kill her?
You have to fight. I thought that was...
That was the point.
I don't know. What? Oh, shit.
You told her about Golder. That's insane.
Guys, did I fuck up?
Potentially not.
Yes.
Everybody make me deception checks.
Yes.
Oh,
Tony said yes.
you make me a persuasion check.
I rolled a natural one.
I got an 11.
Tony's straight with you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
14.
Oh my god, you passed. It's like, thank you, Cricket.
It's okay.
Cricket's lying.
Yes, you did make a mistake.
It's okay. What about your papa? Did he say he knew?
No, he's never heard of it.
Well, maybe.
Which, now I think about it, actually, if Mama had the Sword of Songs, Papa would know.
Yeah. So we can rule out that one.
Okay. Well.
Maybe you should maybe just check in with your parents tomorrow.
Oh god, they're going to be dead, aren't they?
No.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, if she's got the Sword of Songs and she knows I'm coming for it, then...
I don't see why killing your parents wouldn't help. Because then you'd just be angry and try and fight her more.
No, if anything, I would just lock them up and torture them as like a device to get you to come back quicker.
We need to go. And Siggy starts, like, terracing out the library.
And you collide as you try and go down the stairs. You collide straight into Illicent, your chaperone. Hello there. I was notified that you were
Done.
done with your studies.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're
Like,
done.
yeah, one more time.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Is there anywhere you require to go, or shall I lead you back to the administration's wing?
Could do with picking up a couple of things for components for spells and stuff.
Yes,
I've
we
heard this is
can
a place.
facilitate that.
Yeah.
You would probably need to go to the artificery.
Okay.
What is the nature of the components? Are they flora or are they mineral?
Animal,
Stone or
vegetable, or
plant?
mineral.
Neither.
Oh, right. Well,
It's just like components.
yes. Well,
the
most of
spells-
it will be in the artificery.
Okay.
We'll start there. We don't need to go to the conservatory. That's
That's all right.
that's all we need. Wonderful. If you could follow
sure.
me this way.
I'm gonna stay.
Do more?
I'm just gonna read more. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll stay too. I'll stay with you.
Oh. Okay. Great.
Wonderful.
We can catch you guys.
That's okay, right?
right?
We
Well, I will need to come and collect you afterwards, but
Yeah,
yes.
fine. Okay.
Just have one of the just notify the clerics when you're done, and I will be able to come and get you.
Okay.
Wonderful. Right. To the artificery then.
Yeah,
are we
just
good
hold
to
on
split
one
up?
second.
Are we okay if we do that?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we're
no,
not-
that's
we're in
fine.
the same-
We're safe in here.
Compound. You know, we're not gonna leave here, so.
Yeah. Just like before we go, I'm gonna like sort of sidle up to Tony and pull her aside for a second. Hey, Tony, I don't know if you noticed, but Sadie ain't doing so well. I think maybe you got any diamond dust you could like do something, because I think she's kind of something wrong.
I mean, yeah.
She told me she'd been having a lot of nightmares, so maybe you could get rid of that for her.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll see you in a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. And I will toddle off.
Are we going to walk past the vaulted libraries?
Yes, you will, and I will get to that in just a moment.
That's absolutely
I'm
fine.
going to
That's
settle.
absolutely fine. Yeah.
Absolutely. What are you two doing in the library as you remain? Back
In the back shelves.
And
In
we
the
fade to
stacks.
black.
Yeah, I'm going in on my research into the gods.
Yeah, perfect.
Specifically, the moon gods.
Yeah.
More specifically, Haverin.
Gods. Ray. Gone.
Tony.
Tony is looking for references of Moonwater.
Okay.
And also
You-
the elven word for it as well.
Yes, absolutely. You, both of you give me investigation checks.
Tony, can you make me more smart again? Smarter.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
I'm totally off my game.
I'll cast it on both of us again. So me and Sadie. Enhance ability. Yeah.
Lovely.
Enhanceability. Go.
Go. What are we doing?
Investigation checks.
Come on, girls.
Let's go, girls.
Go, girls.
Ba-ba-da-da. I'm going out to... I can't even remember what you said, Pete.
This is when I'm going to roll a natural 20, guys.
Gannon out the neat.
This is the one.
Down out the net.
Go, fuck. Going
Just let it go.
I'm sorry, Scotland. I really love you. You're a really great place.
We're gonna
16.
Rolling 8, 78. 12.
12. You keep some of the books as the librarians clear most of them away. The ones that were given to you originally, the ones that you specifically read, Tony, and you, excuse me, didn't really learn much from. But that was because you were in the midst of many other different threads of research. You work on pretty much the same books. And you help each other.
Wait.
And
You read really slow.
you mainly learn much of what Tony elaborates on as you read. That Dera, the Moon King, one of the major pantheon, one of the prime deities, always reflecting the light of Oralis, the love of his life that he could never reach, created the Moon Watchers, the gods of the moons that hang in the sky of Ilthansia, his children, Haverin, wow, total mind blank, Haverin, Nelagwe, Vantha, Qualero, which you now know are the names of the moons in the sky. Haverin, the god of humility, grace, forgiveness, and mercy. Nelagwe, the blue moon of tranquility, goddess of peace and tranquility, goddess of change, goddess of transitions and flow. Qualero, the orange moon of direction, god of direction and the journey, god of growth and new beginnings. And Vantha, the fuchsia moon of love, god of love and adoration. Each one of them created to represent a facet of the Moon King's being and to reflect that down upon Ilthansia, bathing Ilthansia in the light of Oralis, even when she is not held in the the sky. And one of the most sacred places to do with Dera and the moon gods, and this is what catches your eye,
Yeah, man.
Tony, is a haven, a sacred city, where nestled underneath waterfalls, it is said that the very water of the falls flows over the city in threads of silver and down to a lake of moons. This place is called Moonwater. And you, Antonia, that block, that thing that you were missing, whenever you try and chase a thought, sometimes it moves further and further and further away from you. No matter how much you know it, it doesn't come to you. As you read that description, the image of your dream is shunted forwards. And you kick yourself. How could you have missed it? You were looking at Moonwater. By all means.
Are you just talking about the death experience right now?
Yes. When you saw the elven man
Yes.
stood on a lake of silver,
Yeah.
the city behind,
Has Tony seen this before?
has Tony seen that city? In that dream. You never saw a city. The lake
Yeah.
feels very familiar.
Right, okay.
What's the dream? Just tell us.
I can't.
No one's here. No one's listening.
I can't tell
Was it that dream where Tony wet the bed? Because of the lake.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh god. Okay.
Do I? I mean, it's not going to work. Do I pick up on Tony reacting to this information in a certain way?
Tony.
Does he look excited or look
Tony, in this moment,
like if I go to turn the page, are you going to go?
yeah, in this moment, as you make that connection, what goes through your mind? And I'm not necessarily asking for your emotional experience, but do you try and cover it? What happens to Tony? What can be seen?
I think she's been like talking to you about bits and bobs when you've been reading it, and if you've asked any questions, like she's told you about stuff that she learned growing up and all of that. I think reading about Moonwater, you'll see she is interested in it, and there's a moment that she maybe comes away from reading it and is a bit more internal and like thinking in her remembering the death vision and also the previous vision before that. That's what you would probably see her just like reading, and then but it's not kind of weird or out of the ordinary. It's just like similar to someone piecing together things that they've read. But she looks like she's in thought.
Whoa. Have you ever been there?
No.
Sounds beautiful.
Does it say where it is?
Though many things remain a mystery in this place, Moonwater is so famed by anyone who follows one of the Moon Watchers or the Moon King himself, that everyone knows where Moonwater is. It lies in the Eternity Forest.
Fucking knew it.
We're going to eternity.
Oh, fuck. Right, okay.
Oh no!
What was the last thing you said to Tony?
I just said it sounds beautiful, and I asked you if you'd been.
Yeah, she said no.
Yeah. Do you think you'll? Do you want to go? Do you think you'll ever get to go? Is that like a?
Yeah. I do want to go. At some point.
That's really cool.
I think that's where I went when I died.
What do you mean?
Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Just the way it's described.
You felt like you were somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Did it feel good? Did you?
I mean, yeah.
Was he there?
No.
I mean, that's kind of comforting, right? That's where you're. Is it the afterlife? Is that what it is, or?
Well, no, I don't think so. I don't really know. I mean, it's just like a haven, I guess, for moon. Oh my god, moon watchers.
Do you think anyone could go? Do you think I could go? We should go. Let's take a trip. Like, after everything, we know.
Yeah.
It just sounds cool.
Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah. Yeah, I should go.
Okay, well, I want to keep learning because this stuff is really cool.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep diving in as much as possible. Current practices for worshippers of Haverin. Yeah. Everything I can get my eyes upon.
We will cut
you
from
don't need
there
to,
for
but yeah.
now. Whilst this is going on,
Jesus Christ.
the other 3 of the Dawn Takers are being led back down the stairs, and this cricket is where you immediately see, far below you, the vaulted library. You can see this cylindrical chamber suspended by those 3 equidistant stone bridges, and you can see that each one of those walkways is caged in beautiful bronze fencing that encompasses a roof and the sides. And give me a perception check.
Am I moving no more than half my speed?
Definitely not. Sorry, you're not moving more than half your speed, so
Sorry,
you
I
can
missed
take
it.
advantage.
21.
On a 21, you can see that they are gated. They all connect to this central column, and where they lead out onto this big circular walkway that circumvents the tower, all of those 3 entrances, they are gated.
So we're looking down from above.
Yes.
Is it covered like a roof?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a stone domed roof.
And we are, if you were to get to one of these 3 bridges, you'd have to go down underneath, almost underneath the RBARA. Is that right?
No. You have now seen underneath and above the vaulted
it's
library, so it is a
suspended.
suspended
Okay.
chamber in the middle of
Nice.
this sort of like antechamber of 2-3 stories worth of the tower.
The doors, were they guarded by golems or were they just locked?
The doors.
The door to the bridges, have I gone past them yet?
The gates.
The gates are not guarded by sentries at all. No.
They're just locked. Have I been past them yet?
You've not been past them, sorry. That's what you can see as you walk
okay.
down the steps below.
I'm not going to do anything now. I'm just scoping the area out. If I look at the gate, does it look like it's locked? Does it look like if I have the chance to nonchalantly go past, I'm able to just have a look at the gate?
You don't pass by on your way up and on your way down. You've not passed by the gates yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Illison leads you down, however, and instead of leading you down towards the ground floor, then leads you off to one of these arching archways, for want of a better word, still above the vaulted library, down a different set of stairs. And she's talking to you about the general history of this tower, yes, and so many of the professors have been here for years, teaching many people, and many of you are drowning out the sound of her voice when all three of you hear a voice behind you. It is a voice that all three of you recognize, and a voice you've not heard in a very long time. Behold the threads that Staffer weaves, the Dawn Takers.
I whip around.
Turn around.
You whip around, and there is a 7-foot-tall Nubisian, accompanied by a white-haired Minotaur. Arcanist Oknanut of Fuixka stands before you, and he smiles.
Oh my god!
Oh, Contafaxa!
That is not my name, and we have been over this before.
Hi.
Do you hug? I can't remember.
I am not in the practice of, but if you would like one, okay. Hello, it is surprising to see you again.
It sure is bound to happen at some point.
I suppose so.
Hello, sir. I don't believe we've met. I'm Boulder.
Hello there.
Hello
there. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And you, sir.
You'll have to forgive me. I was not expecting to see the likes of you here. You're missing a few of your companions. Whereabouts are they?
Well, they're just studying.
Ah,
Yeah.
In the library.
my goodness. And
Well, some of them are. Some of them are in other parts of the continent. Nakarni and Matthew are in Tillarilla Rock.
well, you have you've travelled a long way, and yes, I can only imagine what you are researching right now. Anything as pressing as the last time I saw you?
Oh, you know, this and that.
I am sure. How long do you expect to stay in the capital or at the academy?
I don't know. We found some answers today, so
Yeah, we was only planning to be here for a couple of hours. We were going to maybe go get some magic stuff and then head on out. We may have found out what we need, so. And what brings you here?
Oh, my studies. I was always traveling here. The academy holds great renown, and in this country it is unmatched for its resources.
Yeah, it makes sense. Big shiny building full of magic.
You say that you are off to purchase some magical items.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Dawn Takers.
The best ones, yeah.
Would I be able to hire your services?
Well, maybe we should ask the leader of the Dawn Takers.
Yeah.
I've just been... I can't remember the Minotaur's name. I'm so sorry.
Venyik.
Venyik. I've just been staring at Venyik the whole time.
He's
Oh yeah, he nearly killed him.
Hey, buddy. No hard feelings, right?
This is like,
You remember last time?
Yes, I do.
It's a good joke.
Good to see you again, little guy.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Maybe we'll have a read.
You see there's a very hint of a smirk on his face.
You know, he's the reason why we're all alive.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm in an admin position. That's why they call me the leader. I'm joking.
it's more like an honorary title, if anything.
Well, may I hire your services?
Oh yeah, no, sorry,
sorry.
absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. We got a
distracted.
bit sidetracked there.
Absolutely.
What'd you need?
Follow me. I will explain as I go. At this point, he looks around to Illicent. Illicent, if you are all right with it, I will escort them the rest of the way to the artificery. I actually think I could commission their services. At which point, Illicent goes, yes, well, I suppose that would be all right. If you need anything, you know to send for me. Good evening, Arcanist Arthurwiska. Gives a curt little nod and leaves you in the company of Ocnonut. To business then. Fate is a funny thing. Follow me. An Arcanist Arthurwiska walks off, leading you towards the artificery with the promise of a job. And I think that is where we will end tonight's session.
Can I just say, as we're walking
By
away,
all means.
just with Venyik, as we start walking off, I don't know if the Arcanist starts chatting, but he'll be chatting to these two, not me. So I'm kind of like walking along, Venyik's taking big steps, and I'm scampering along after him, and like
Doubling every stride, yeah.
I killed a bear with basically one hit, and I killed a lot of spiders because they tried to steal my horse. I'm getting pretty strong, you know. I think we could have a rematch sometime.
You want a rematch, my friend?
Yeah,
We'll see what we can do.
sounds good to me.
Let's go. And that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you very much to each and every one of the Dawn Takers for some incredible research.
Yay.
You are now hot on the trail of an almost 6,000 cycle artifact. We will see if you can find the rest of the way next time. As per usual, thank you to you at home for watching. Please join us again next time where the players keep heading to the artificery for magic items and perhaps a mission. Until then, adventurers, keep on keeping on. Peace and love. Good night.
Bye.